responsibility. If you notice that things are not going well with you, don't expect that somebody around you, your wife, your children, your husband, your colleague, your workmate, anybody, you are the one that will take responsibility and say, no, things must not get worse. I called myself to order during that period. But is it the way I will continue? No problem. When the baby comes, whatever is on ground, the baby will eat. At some point, my first child was around 6 years old or so. He came to me, said, "Mommy, you are pregnant." I said, "Yes, you want to know." He said, "You told me you will not be pregnant again." I said, "Now I'm pregnant. So what's the problem?" He said, "You know that the golden one don't need to go around. So what will now happen to this baby?" I said, "Well, I don't know, I'm not God. So maybe when the golden one comes, we will give her your own. Or him your own." He said, "You better not have this baby." I said, "It's too late. God brought the baby and we have it." He said, "Now you will start complaining. Buy this, you say you don't have money. Buy that, you say you don't have money. Now you are bringing another baby to the world. He said, the three of us, we are not enough for me. That you are not bringing." I said, "Well, I'm sorry. God said the baby will go and come to God." It's not that bad though. I'm telling you my personal experience. Now that kind of the person is coming to work, and nobody is asking, what is happening in your brain? Right? Be happy, make yourself happy. Build resilience, that is, take small problem and do it. Don't run away from problem. Immediately there's a problem in the office, say, "Hey, I can't say this office, transfer me." You go and meet a greater one. So you face issues, handle small ones before the big ones come. Build a strong support system. Avoid high-mindedness. Face the reality of what is on ground. Some people still want to carry their jeep around. They still want to do over and there. In this economy, they still want to, eat the quality, the big chicken they were eating, the drum. The chicken drum. You know the one. Everything. They said, because I'm the deputy director. Check. They are using deputy director to buy things in the market. You have to face the reality of what is on ground. Eat well, but eat with wisdom. Feed the children well, feed yourself well, eat balanced meal, eat adequately, because it also affects your mental health. Take care of your feeding, but face reality. Because those are the things that will promote your health. Talk to somebody when you have issues. We got to a point, I couldn't hide that thing again. I had to call somebody. That one now told me different stories of people that passed through what I am passing through and how they were able to get over it. And that was how avoid loneliness. You can do meditation, yes, but please don't withdraw yourself from people. You know, there's some people, you don't know what they are going through. They can't talk to anybody. You can't get into them. It's a very dangerous life to live. There's one woman that committed suicide in Lagos. People who are working with her, they say, "Madam," it was when she committed suicide. They would not say, and she used to be quiet. We were wondering, what happened to her? People want until your police commit suicide, which will arrest you. Because that's the essence of this training. If after this training, somebody around you went and commit suicide, we need to collect this. If you are going to give them this certificate, we need to collect it. Be close to nature. There was a research I read that the closer you are to nature, the better you are mentally. It's a research. Thank God that you people are used to plants. That's what the research was. Plants, do gardening. Anytime you are, please go to the bush and begin to look at plants and nature. All your research, do more. We need more in the hospital. We need to see what's going on. Do more research. Learn new skill. Learn new skill in order to occupy yourself. You know, there's no skill you cannot learn. At this age, I can go and learn tailoring. I mean, as police started arresting people, if they are not arresting people, why can I go and learn anything at this stage? If it will help me, if it will add value to me, if it will help, because some people, because they have so much time doing nothing, they have the time to think about the whole problem. But if you occupy yourself, if you are the daily by the time mental health is knocking the door, you are not there. Right? The learning new skill means you can go back to school. You can actually go back. I'm talking generally now. My colleague will come and talk about workplace. But I'm talking generally. You are responsible for your mental health. Anything that will make you mentally okay, please do. If you feel like buying a clothes, buy it. If it is I don't know what to make you happy, you are the one that knows. And my wife is not making me happy. Does she know what to make you happy? Then the way she is cooking for me, I don't like it. Cook it. Let's do it. If she doesn't know how to cook, get a caterer. Oh yeah, pay the caterer. Teach my wife how to cook. I have to learn how to cook again and again and again. Because my husband is an architect. He goes out. So by the time he comes, say, I went to work and teach you that. It's only the time I go. I can't come back home to eat. Everything I said, don't bother. Don't explain. Just carry me to that kind of me too, I want to partake. And it will take me. By the time I look at the food, I say, this one. If I have a caterer coming for me to cook, that is the time to learn. I will sit down with the caterer and be asking questions. Why did you put how many you and boss? I'll be writing that it doesn't do. Immediately she gives, I will carry my own rice. So yeah. Because me too, I want to enjoy life. Have you known so? Yeah. That is what will make my head to continue to be correct. When I collect my salary, calm down. You know when all those things that when you are driving, you feel like eating. You look at your back. Say, Suya, Mr. Go and buy one for me. You know, there's a suya spot in usage. When you are passing, you will be passing to the odor. America, what you know more? You will be passing to the odor. The most times I can't buy meat. School fees. This one will call me, mommy, send 10 naira, 10 naira. Oh, what you know? Immediately I collect money, I will go and buy the suya. I will buy cream. I will buy sausage. You think are you hearing me? You don't know. All those things that I used to hear for 3 of my colleagues buy. I said, bring your perfume. No problem. The moment I get any money, I go and buy it. Why? I want to make myself. That is why some women will be waiting. Man did not buy perfume for me. He's not right. His parents don't say for my job and I'm going to responsible. You are responsible for your mental wellness. Whatever can make you happy and bouncy, go and do it. It does not matter. It does not matter what it costs. If it becomes your life and you're mentally okay, that you can get money and go to work. By the time you are no longer functioning mentally, but today be sure when you're dead. And not be sure for me. And we need somebody to go to Abuja. They start removing you from the list. Why can you not just pick yourself up and be sick? Right? It's your responsibility. If that is the only thing you can take from this lecture, please, it is your responsibility. It's not the responsibility of any other person. It's not the responsibility of the workplace or your husband or your children, not even your children. It is your responsibility. After buying all those things, I will eat it at work. By the time I get home, Uncle Miani man so. What the Johnny should me? You didn't bring it up for us. I mean, and if I buy it on my way, if I buy it on the way, I will put it on the table. But you please just stand down. Stand down. So that we don't look like a bitch. When I finish, put it again. Because when I'm driving, buy sweet, I bought sweet. Buy this, I buy it. That time I didn't buy it. This is my own. So you will not finish it. I'm finished. Mommy, is this sweet? It's sweet. Let me sweet. Hello? You finish a research and they just pay you a grant and they just give you one money that is, before you think of school fees, go and look for long, beautiful shoes. Those things are built to your mental health. We're talking about mental health. It makes life meaningful. It makes you feel fulfilled. It won't look as if they are using you. Before you know it, some people say, yes, I did. But I also enjoy my life. I don't have to suffer because I'm taking care of them. It doesn't have to be expensive, but I must do something. We make a lot of sacrifices, yes. There was a time I had only 2 shoes, yes. But even those shoes, they were good. Right? Let's move because of time. Volunteer, please pray, trust God, retreat. Those of us that are Christians and Muslims, if you are traditional, go to your temple. Seek LLA. Volunteer and give. See, it makes you happy when somebody is suffering and help person. If you don't know where to help, please come to UCH. We have indigent patients that cannot take care of themselves. Honestly, if you have 10 million, see me. We will distribute it to UCH. There are people suffering, but you don't need to have much before you help people. You know the reason? Because your 10,000 may be the school fee somebody needs. Meanwhile, you are looking for 1 million for private university. Why don't you take the 10,000 first and give it to that person and solve that person's problem? Yeah? You can easily get 10,000, but for that person, it's difficult. By the time you volunteer, if you are really under any kind of pressure, if you are a Christian, go on mission field. Say, please, I want to follow you for missions. If you don't know where to go, come to UCH. I want to do evangelism. Then you will see somebody of your age whose leg is hanged and is singing praise worship as if it's the choir of Nigeria. Say, and this leg is still there. Before you need to forget what you are passing through. Because I've exceeded my time, let me just go. Promoting mental health, family approach. Take responsibility for your family. Some of us you don't care what happened to your wife, you don't care what happened to your husband. And then when you are talking, you are addressing a woman as if she's a 60-year-old. It's unfortunate. That means you don't care if she wants marriage. That's the meaning. Because those words are penetrating into the emotions of the person. And vice versa. Some women, their mouth is so sharp, they can say anything to the man. They say, well, I will pay a contract with another number. You are reducing a man to a piece of bread. That's unfortunate. Please, those things affect the emotions of the other person. Let's avoid it. Prioritize your family, build resilience, so that you look like meditation. We are still coming to all these things. So help other people around you. Be supportive, avoid wicked acts, seek for the welfare of others. If you are a prayerful person, don't say you will pray for somebody who is almost running mad, because prayer is not enough. That person needs help. Refer to a specialist. What's the summary? Take responsibility. Let's read it. Plan your wellness, provide support, communicate effectively, manage your stress, seek help early, eat well. According to this person, say, I can't change the direction of the wind, but I can adjust my sail to always reach my destination. Have a nice time. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mrs. Shadiola. You really did justice to that topic. Thank you, ma'am. I'm very sure we have been blessed. And I know that we'll be taking so many things from what you have been taught. Because of our time, we may not be able to go into that now, questions or answers or contributions. We'll go straight to calling Dr. Toyin Anyao for our presentation, after which we'll go for a tea break. When we come back, we can have our question and answer session. So you may want to write down your questions now so that you don't forget them. I'd like to invite Dr. Toyin Anyao right now. Good morning, everyone. Let me start with the executive director and the key officers of NIHOD. I hope we are still in morning. All right. I want to thank you especially for extending the invitation to me. I know that my colleague has been with you and she has cleared the ground. She has started planting, and I can see that people are sitting on the edge of their seats because now we have been sensitized. We now know that mental health is not mental illness. We now know that it is not weary on the streets that has mental health issues. I'm sure that this morning, some of us has displayed some things. For instance, getting to the registration table. They say right here, so why can't I write there? Why must I write here? And the person started displaying. I only have the 5 minutes madness. 5 minutes madness. They say everybody at a point, almost every day, we display 5 minutes of madness. But that madness is in quotes. It is not madness as in madness. I was just telling my sister that I enter, all of us now enter keke, bike. I even had somebody talking about bike. I just entered keke and I saw this lady, young lady. She shouldn't be more than 22. She was arguing with him, talking to the driver. Hey, no, not only your friend, and you got a bad one. When I was late, I couldn't just say, let me get down. And then as I adjusted myself, she stopped and looked at me like, I was seeing her with my peripheral vision. I just maintained where my own, death forum. Yeah. At least for that time, I'm the owner of the vehicle because I paid for that time. And then next thing I had was, Mommy, share this 600 naira. And said 600 naira. Oh, maybe someone want to. No, I don't have 600 naira for your fare. Apparently, she and the driver were arguing about what to pay. Something happened, somebody had to go and she took it over that she would pay for the person. So she asked the driver, and the driver said it's 600 naira. Now she's asking me if I have 600 naira. I was wondering, and she told the driver, I have ATM card. You will stop for me. The driver said, that's not possible. How can I stop for you? The driver still did not get that something was going on. But I already saw it, because when I looked at her face, I saw a mark here, I saw one here, I saw one here, and a spot somewhere here. So I know that, okay, something is going on with this person. I was just praying within me, God, don't let her just throw a punch at me. And then we go to a point, one small girl entered, and the mother of the girl was telling me that I should please help, for her to drop at a particular bus stop. And she said, I'm on school, what is your name? The girl didn't know, small girl of like 8, 9. She said, Comfort. She started singing with the comfort. I then told this, I told this girl to not answer her again, ask any question. And then when we got to around Jiape, she poked her head out of the ticket, and as if she was taking photograph. The driver was like, okay, I'm new today. To cut the long story short, when we got to gate, the driver stopped to allow her to go to her ATM. So as she stopped, the driver moved on. And we then saw her display madness. She stood in the middle of the road and was displaying something we call catatonic display. When you see some mad people, they can raise their hand for hours. If I ask all of us to raise our hands now, even at prayers, by the time it is 30 seconds, 1 minute, our hand next, we put our hand down, we even sit until we are asked to, then we raise our hand up. This girl was standing in the middle of the road, displaying all kinds of things. And I said, before it got to this point, some things she has been showing, but nobody saw it. Nobody. And so we've been talking about psychosocial risk factors. Now, Pastor Olatunji has laid the foundation for general mental well-being. Things we do at home, things we do at work, things we do if we are in school, things we do in the worship place, things we do everywhere, even at parties. You will see people in the party now packing things, and they are well dressed. Their gele is even more than only the holes. And you see that when they bring, they carry the wine in their bag. They take meat, they wrap it. We see videos of girls, babes, so that they are wearing something from Vicky James. How many of us know Vicky James? Okay, so if you know Vicky James, you know what I'm talking about. And you see them, 4 things. It's about mental health. There's something she said about growing up from the womb. So when the baby is born and then growing up, many of us, I remember my mother's shop in front of somebody that sells record. So all kinds of Apala, Fuji, whatever. And then we left that place and our life went on normally. I thought I'd forgotten those things. One day, I just heard somebody play music. I heard Ebiki Papindo I know that no. And I responded just like you did, so I stopped. Remember. So it's about what we take in, not what we eat alone, what we take in into our body, what goes into our subconscious, what stores in our mind. So we bring these things to work, and then we get to work, other things from work adds to it, and then it becomes a larger problem, if not solved. So we're going to be talking about some of those psychosocial risk factors, which I've been spoken about some times ago. I'll just bring them and then elaborate on them the more. So
We were talking this morning when we visited the executive director, and she has also said it again. October 10 every year is the World Mental Health Day. But this year's particularly focused on mental health at the workplace. Because not only in Nigeria are people's head turning. Since the days of COVID, everywhere in the world, people's heads are turning. It's only our responsibility that we keep our heads stable when we take responsibility. But if we don't, people's brains are turning. And when that happens, all kinds of things happen at home and the workplace. Now, people come from different communities, different races, different ethnic groups, different homes, different orientations, different areas of a city. Some people live in, where's this place called? Olorunshogo. Some people come from Moniya. Some come from the Beren, from the end here. Some come from Bodija. Some from Amuloko, thank you. And all of us we gather. And you know that at the workplace, we spend most of our waking time at the workplace. When we wake up 5 a.m., 4:30, 6 in the morning, everybody, you do your prayer, you do everything, you cook, you pack. Your mind is, I want to get to work and not to be late. So what time do we resume at work? 8 o'clock. We resume 8 o'clock, 8 to 9, to 12, to 2, to 4. What time do we close? 4. How many of us actually close at 4? That 4 like this, you carry your bag, you go. Sometimes 5, sometimes 6, some 7. Researchers, I know. I'm a researcher, so I know. We are researchers, so we know that when you have to do this and you have to do it. Sometimes we are there. Saturday is gone, we go. Weekends we go. You are coming from church, you branch your office to do one thing or the other. So if in a work day we spend at least 8 hours, how many hours will it be for us to be awake? To be awake, oh. Because you will sleep. We say we should sleep for how long? At least 8 hours. No, but some of us will sleep like 4 or 5 hours. Okay, even if you sleep that long, 8 hours, the remaining 8 hours, what happened? Yeah. From church, from office, you have church program, you branch, you spend 2 hours. Or if you don't have program, most women, most of our ladies here will relate, you branch to the market, especially these days that you don't buy things in bulk because there's no power to keep it. So we just buy what we need for 2-3 days. And you know, you spend hours in the market and then you get into traffic. If you are not driving, you stay, you enter one cab and turn before you get home, like 7, 7:30, 8. And then we cook, we eat. We do some work, we go to sleep. The most time of our life is spent at work, whether we like it or not. That is the truth. So our heads must be correct. Our mental health must be balanced. She'll be talking about work-life balance shortly after. And then we can see that we have to maintain a balance. Even God, when the world was created, He added so many things to make things balanced so that we can live a normal life. Now, the World Health Organization has stressed that supportive work environment remains a crucial, very critical link to have a balanced life. She has said a lot about what the WHO said, so I'm not going to start belaboring us with all these negative factors that she has said before. So we'll be looking at so many things. I will do some introduction, then we'll look at psychosocial factors at work, how to recognize deviation. Now at work, I'm talking about when we are at work. Then I will talk about mental health first aid. You have heard about first aid before. How many of us have first aid boxes in our offices or at home? Okay, I know that it is women, it is ladies that raise their hands. Because when anybody has hot, it is mommy they run to, not daddy, most of the time. But now there is mental health first aid that we can apply when we notice that there's a deviation. And then we look at how individually we can also bring certain interventions to play to make sure that we have a balanced mental health. Now, we are going to talk about work and mental health. She defined health the other time. Now, by now, we know what health means. That is not only when there is no headache, or when somebody doesn't have COVID. It's not when somebody doesn't have, what other thing, cholera. Those things that we have had now. Health is all that makes a man. So we'll talk about the physical health, the social well-being, the mental health, all of those things she has talked about before, embedded, even spiritual health, embedded in it. How we can relate with ourselves, embedded in social well-being, and everything makes our health what it is. That is where we can then start to talk about mental health. And now in the whole world, what is the population of the world now? About 8 billion. We're about 8 billion now. And Nigeria, what's our population?
About 200 million.
We are more than 200. I'm hearing around 200. We are more than 200. Because even if we estimate, by now it should be like 250 million. And we have people coming from everywhere, you know, as our borders are. Now, 60% of the population of the world, 60% of this 8 billion are working. What is the 60% of 8 billion now? I'm putting us to work because we are researchers, we work with data. We know that we are talking about around 5 billion people working for the rest that are up in the pyramid, the elderly that can't work any longer, and for the young ones that are dependent on us. So it means that we have a lot to do. We have a lot to think about. We have a lot that we are carrying on us, but we cannot now crumble under that weight. That's why our health, particularly mental health, must be sound. And in 2019, it was said that 15% of these working age adults have a mental disorder. You know, we're talking about mental health, not disorder. If you are talking about mental disorder, we are talking about things that have gone out of the bounds of mental health. We are not even mentioning mental illness. Mental illness is a different thing from certain mental disorder. You know, some of us, when we get angry, when we are angry, am I your no? You know, like one particular we wear that, we'll be angry that we'll be shaken. And at the end of the day, we say, anger is something. It's a sickness. Actually, there's a gene, there's an anger gene. So when it is activated, you see these people, they are the ones that will not mind. They will clear everything, destroy everything, you know. And by the time they calm down, they will say, but you should have known that when I am angry, that's how things are. That's a mental disorder. It is. It is not until somebody carries the ever-friendly kind of way that we say mental illness are certain. Even when, so that's why there is now anger management classes. People take anger management courses now, so we can be calm and we can remain healthy. Because mental health will lead to certain other things that become physical. And then you hear that this stroke happened when it was. Okay, so it is important that we take these things to mind, so we don't carry the weight of the world on our heads. Because when we are angry, we put the weight of the whole world on our heads. Now, I just put this one for us to see that globally, mental health disorders can cause a lot, and we don't want to get there. We don't want to go near it. We are managing what we have now. Even the 79,000 minimum wage, I don't know if the one you saw is more than what other people saw. Where everybody is trying to manage it, not to talk of when mental illness comes in to manage, it becomes more difficult. And we don't want us to get there. People miss work, we call it absenteeism. Some people will not even be absent, but they're absent when they are absenteeism. They are there, but they are not there. They are there physically, they are absent-minded. And you know, where there is absent-mindedness, could be accidents. Because this individual is distracted, especially when people are operating machines, or when they are doing things in a research protocol. When you follow protocols to the letter, you will say, drop this, 5 drops, stand it 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, put this one, 5 drops or 10 drops. If the individual's mind has strayed, it will put 10 drops. In fact, the drops are just dropping. And by the time it stops, okay, 5 drops. Move on to the next. And never can tell the damage, the error that will bring. So it's important that presenteeism doesn't happen while we are at work, as well as absenteeism. Okay? And then when there is mental health condition, productivity would, when she said it is Mrs. Lagbaja, you want to say Mrs. Lagbaja for that? She will spoil everything. Our reputation will be dented. Or Emma Jashile, don't listen her. Because we know that this person is not at the right frame of mind. Somewhere they ask for a secretary because their secretary passed away. And then after a while, they brought a secretary for them. A secretary that when you call her, she doesn't hear you. A secretary that when she comes, she just sits, she carries a Bible and reads. A secretary that when you give her something to do, it's full of error, rather do it yourself. That person needs help. But if the person is in an environment where it is shouting, hey, Mrs. Abeda, you have done this today, you didn't do that. At the end of the day, nothing is going to get done, and this person will not be helped. So in the workplace, we have to really, really open our eyes, open our minds, and see what is going on. Many of us ladies especially, I heard that men too are wearing wigs now. But I've been trying to see if there's any man here wearing wigs. I've not seen. Or maybe it's perfectly done that I can't identify it. But I know that many ladies wear wigs. Even when it is kiko with a wig. Because the time is reduced, the cost, it's cost effective if you can manage it, and people just put it on, rub their powder, wear everything, wear their shoes, and they are going without you knowing what is under their clothes. The Yoruba people have said that aṣọ ló bo kiní kan. If not, bí kókó, bí pẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀, bí owó, all kinds of things what we'll be saying when people remove their clothes. And the Ijesha people will also say, Alpatewiya. The Ijesha people here can. So if we say everybody come and do exhibition of what you are passing through, put your table here, come on. We will see all kinds. We will even see imported. But in the workplace, all of them just come together. What's the workplace? It's a place of employment. It's a place where we come to do our work. It's a place that we come to exercise our skill, to show our knowledge, what we have gone to school to learn, what we learn along the line, because some of us went to school and we are doing something else. We come together so that we can get work done. We have a goal in the workplace, and all of us with our different skills, different knowledge, different everything, work together so that goal can be achieved. But in the workplace, all kinds of people. If I'm looking at our faces now, I've not seen somebody that looks like the other. I haven't seen. All of us are different entities from our different families, from our different orientations, from our different ethnic groups, from our different. Somebody saw me this morning and just called my name correctly. He said, Dr. Anyagu. I was taken aback that how come this person calls my name so correctly? Because some people will see me and call me Dr. Anyagu, Dr. Anyawu, Dr. Anigawu, all kinds of things. But he called me correctly, and then I learned that it's from Delta State. There is an Delta Igbo. I say, oh, no wonder. No wonder he can call my name correctly. So it means that in this audience and those online, there are people from the north, there are people from the southeast, there are people from the south, there are people from the southwest. In fact, southwest, Orishirishi, from Mondo, from Ekiti, from Ogun, from everywhere. There are people from the central of Nigeria, and all of us have come together to work. So you can imagine that people will come with different things, whether they are working in offices, in factories, at the farm, or at the lab, wherever, whether they are standing by the gates. In fact, some gate men, when you pass them, their stance alone, you know that it's prepared for war. Their stance. When you see them and they raise their one eye, you will just maintain your lane. But you see some, as they open, even before they open, they check, they smile to you. They give a smile. And as they ask where you are coming from, who you want to see, and they verify everything, and they allow, some will even say, God bless you. Even at that post. So it matters the work that we do. Now people have asked, where is the mind? I'm also asking, where is our mind? Is it in our hearts or the brain? Our mind is in the brain. That's where all the thoughts come from. That's why all the, I want to do this, I want to do that, I'm able to remember, they recall, whatever, listening, everything, memory. That's where they're stored. I can see that people are actually touching their heads because that's where our mind is. So a mind must be healthy in order to be productive. That's our brain. If we are saying our head must be correct, it's because the mind, the mental state is in our brain. It has to be correct in every ramification. So in this workplace where employees receive encouragement and support in the development of their personal life, their career, their emotion, we will see that there is improved mental health for everyone. And that's what we're working towards. So at work, there are organizational factors that will impact and the mental health of an employee. And there are so many. Balance. When there is balance, what do we mean by balance? Balance, when this individual, she was talking about those factors that we suggest or we point to positive mental health. When there is resilience, when someone check the pulse, I saw that, you want to take me to work, maybe back. Okay, when I get to work, I'll be away. And the people, they come to work, they discharge their duties as if there is $1 million in their purse. Not when somebody asks a question, hey, don't ask me. I'm not thinking of yours now, you tell me. Má ṣe délé ni mo. How I will get home is all I'm thinking about. This individual will still get home. There will always be a way. But it's when there is resilience and this person is able to balance certain things in his life. Is trust in God, whoever he believes in, is trust that if I speak with someone, you can give me 500 naira or 1,000 to take me home. That makes the person to be balanced at that time, to be able to discharge their duties. But if they don't even want to hear anyone say anything to them, they are thinking of, how will I get home? Here I'm going to trek today now. The person is tilting toward that negative side on the continuum. Okay? Now, civility and respect. There's something I teach. I call it language of the worker. When we say language of the worker, people think that it is the language that we speak. No, it is not the English that we speak at work. It's beyond that. Civility and respect. Good morning, sir. Good morning. We greet ourselves, we go. We know that some people will still be greeting, everything. But that is not that kind of, because some people can actually do that and they mean something else. But civility, being civil, you want to answer phone call. You pick your phone and say, who is that? That alone can back so many negative issues in the workplace. If you know, so who is that? So we need to be civil, and we know that we have the language that we speak as individual employees. We know that there is hierarchy in the workplace. Oga more, omoshe more oga, but that does not mean that oga is always carrying shoulders up like this and it becomes something we call scoliosis or kyphosis. Even to omoshe, there is respect. Mrs. Lagbaja, this place is dusty. Come and do it quickly. That's different. It's different from, I hope there's no Lagbaja here. I continue to use Lagbaja. I said, Mrs. Lagbaja, you've done this office this morning. I don't think you are using your eyes. In fact, you're supposed to use it for because you could have seen this. So if you compare it, the first one and the second one, who will be happy to do the work? The first one say, okay, I'm very sorry. We rush and but this one we say, even when they would say to it, and that has brought disrespect. It's coming gradually near. So before you know it, the gap is widening. So in the workplace, we need to be civil and to be respectful, no matter our height, wherever we are, whether there or there. I even had a saying that the people you meet when you are climbing, you should be nice to them. Because we don't know, you may forget something. And you will have to come back to take it. You will still meet these people there. And by the time they see that it is you, they will just carry their luggage and go. So we need to be civil and respectful. Now, clear leadership and expectations. Some people don't even have a clue of how to go about leadership. I'm happy that yesterday you had a lot of talks about that. I know this is about capacity building for managers or for management. So we learned a lot about leadership. Leadership is not one size fits all. Leadership is not, you do as I say. And it's about the government says, 8 o'clock, if you are not here, you're in trouble. Sometimes people may have reasons, although people may take it for granted, but you can use other different methods of leadership in order to get the work done, the job done. And then expectations, people need to know ahead what is expected, what is actually expected of them. So job description, and there are some unwritten job descriptions. There are written job descriptions, there are unwritten work, so they need to know. And then engagement, there's something we call engagement, or let me say participation or involvement. You know, I know that some of us work within the community. When you want to do something in the community, and you just go there, after for our house, you want to do something for you, dig a borehole there, and we then sink a borehole. Come back 6 months after, what happens to that borehole? It's not working again because nobody will even go there. I once read of somewhere in Ghana that they went to give them a maternity center or something, not knowing that it is close to a river, that they said the goddess has said nobody must put anything there. So nobody went there. And it died a natural death. So if they put the borehole there and it is Ile-Osha, who will go there to fetch water from Ile-Osha? Even if they don't believe it, but the fact that that place is dedicated as Ile-Osha, nobody does go there. But if we have called them together, this is what we have something to do for you, but let us know your needs. Where can we, if they say it is the okay, where can we put it? They are the ones to say, Ile-Po, and they give you Ile that you can then bring your geologist to come and test and put the borehole. End of story. And people will use same thing in the workplace. Same thing. They say there is no exchange. Okay? But when we now have these regulations, these unwritten rules, but they are the expectations, that the things that we have engaged people, in fact, they are the ones that are bringing those suggestions. Okay, why don't you let us explore this area? Okay, let's explore it, and you delegate it to them. You will see that people will do it. People own it, they will own it, and they will do it. Rather than, this is what I want us to do. We are going to do it like this and like this. Everybody's like, okay, let's go there, let's do it. And when it doesn't work, the blame comes back to the people. In the workplace, there must be growth and development. I'm not talking about age. We celebrate our birthdays every year, yes. But growth and development in what we do, career development. The workplace will encourage that we develop our career, that we get involved, have influence, that we have culture. I don't know what your culture is in Nijholt, but you know, every time I pass through Nijholt, I always find this feeling of serenity. Maybe because of nature, and it has been talked about. Even entering the room, I saw this green table cover. It portrays some kind of serenity. But what is your culture? You need to know. Every workplace must have a culture, and the culture must be imbibed in everyone. If one Oyibo came sometimes for a conference, we hosted the conference here, and maybe it was a sweet or something that she put in her mouth, she was holding the paper like this. And as she passed, she saw 2 black drops. She just went. She dropped it inside the black drum. But you know what is in the black drum? Water. Somebody said water, thank you. Water. Where she's coming from, when she sees anything black like that, is for disposing waste, paper waste, and the general waste. So until she saw the black, and she dropped it. But where we are, you know that when anybody does that, it's to drop on the floor. Now the culture is changing, that people need to know that you don't do that. And people need, so if in your own workplace, the bin for general waste is green. Let me also identify with greenery in NIHOT, say it is green, it means that you cannot drop general waste, paper, sweets, cover, whatever, plastic, in something else except that green. That's what organizational structure is. If you come to UCA, we have a structure. If you go to different departments, they have their structure. So people must have and must know what the organizational structure is. Then the workplace should be able to provide protection from physical harm. There are a lot of hazards in the workplace. It's not to talk about hazards today, but we know that there is a hazard, a physical hazard, there are chemical hazards. Many of us work in the labs. There are biological hazards. In fact, we work on the farms, we do a lot of things with crops, with seeds, with insects, name it. And then there is the economic or mechanical hazards, even the tools we work with, and the psychosocial factors as well, which is what leads to negative mental health. So the workplace must be able to offer safety and from harm. Psychological competencies and demands are those things that you are doing now, making people to online, to learn, and to relearn. Some of us have certain mindsets before, but when we unlearn, we learn new things and we can see it as we learn. And that is part of what we are doing. I also give kudos to NIHOT for organizing this type of training and retraining. Psychological protection, psychological social support, recognition and reward. I hope that that is done in NIHOT. I want to believe. Yes. When people are recognized for doing something, for being punctual, for being the best, for being the most, she was talking about smiling. You know, you can actually give award for that. For people that smile easily, even when everything is falling down, they are still trying to be calm. They still smile. The day there was an explosion in Ibadan, I hope everybody remember. Yes. Sometimes in February, this year, it's this year. Okay. Some people were in UCH and it was terrible, very terrible. I had someone that was just coming out of surgery. And this person, very calm, always very calm. It was 70 last week. They said as the whole building was shaking and as if the whole UCH building was going to collapse, he opened his eye, the country is wild, and said, what is happening? It was grudgy, but the wife said it was still smiling, and she was wondering in herself, this man doesn't know what is happening, that's why he's smiling. Because some people will smile, even when they are in terrible situation, they will smile. So you can recognize that. Maybe that's a recommendation for 9 months. And workload management, I can see that everybody is trying to smile now. Please smile. Smile, doesn't do any harm. Now, what are those psychosocial factors that will affect mental health? They may be related to the job content they are doing. They may be related to the schedule of work. They may be related to certain characteristics within the workplace, certain opportunities that are there or not there. They may relate to so many things, people you are working with, office mates, boss, subordinates, whatever. So all of these things within the workplace matter. Everything matters. Can I hear everybody say that? Everything matters in the workplace. Everything does matter because you cannot work alone. Nobody's an island. Nobody. Even islands now are being claimed. Like Banana Island. Don't know if you have any island in your state. Okay. Now, psychosocial risk factors to mental health at work include, but not limited to this. They are not limited. There are so many. Underuse of skills. You have the skill, but they are looking for somebody to, let me look for an example. I've not worked with 900 people before, but I know that you do a lot of research on herbs, on plants. Maybe they are looking for somebody who is Who knows about interrelationship between some insects and some plants? And someone has had the training, has done everything, but the oga wants to take that responsibility because, of course, I'm the oga now. Why should they now take my subordinate and leave the subordinate out? That person is thinking, so what is the use of the skill that I have? What is the use of the certification that I have? In an institution like this, we are making use of everything, every skill that everybody has. So it becomes important that we look for that person that has this certification and we push the person forward. On the other hand, it can be overuse of skill. We know that this person has the skill. Everything you'll be the one to do. It harms this individual's mental health also, because time to do his own business is encroached into. In fact, many times this individual will have to carry work home. And it's one of the things that we now say that as much as we can, let's reduce taking work home. I know that researchers here will say, no. So there's one language that I learned sometimes. When they say, no. About especially, we will take it up because we have timelines and deadlines to meet. But there are ways we can do this and we can maintain a balance. Now, long or social inflexible hours. We work, especially if we are working in the lab. I know that the lab people, they're like separated from the outside world. So they work and work and work and work. Their minds and life and everything is about their work. We go to different workplaces in my institution and we look at different, maybe we should even be coming to 9 months, if you allow us. Okay. We see the way people do their work and we are like, these people are isolated. They are just on their own. And when people are working in isolation, separated from outside world, it gets to the mind. If you don't believe it, go back to 2020, when all of us were forcefully isolated, locked down, locked in, locked up, locked around, locked out. Because some people that were outside the country couldn't come back. And those of us that were inside couldn't go out. In fact, I saw videos of people staying on top of their house to greet their neighbors. So that they will have the feeling that we are still alive. That, oh good, we are still here. They will go, and they go back inside their prison. That our houses were then. So it's when we work for so long, it becomes a body. Just like when we sit for so long. So I will ask all of us, not some, all of us here. And those online, if they are sitting, please let us stand up. Let us stand. Just stand. Just stand and stretch. Thank you. There are so many things we can do to do that, but just stretch. Just for 1 minute. All right, thank you. Please sit down. What did you notice when we were standing? When we were standing, what did you notice? You noticed that we opened our mouth to say, that's it, let's hear more. I've been sitting for long. That is how it is. When people work for so long, especially on holy hours. And what hours are on holy? I want to go KKK. You know, they say, I go KKK. 1 a.m., 2 a.m., call us, we will answer. Those are unholy hours. So from now, we start to put all our work within the work time that we have and not taking work home to continue as much as necessary or as much as we can do. Now, violence, we jump to violence, harassment, and bullying. That is a huge problem in the workplace. All of these are under what we categorize as psychosocial hazards. Now, some violence are subtle, very subtle. Verbal. It is oral. So when they throw one bomb, the person that the bomb is thrown at will remain low for 1 year. For instance, someone is coming and is not properly dressed. Is coming to work. We know we should be well-groomed when we are coming to work. I don't know what the culture is here, but that is the normal thing, that we be well-groomed. And the subordinate sees the person from afar and even comes to meet this individual. Okay, to what level that you are not even, you cannot even dress well. See what you are wearing. Do you have something else that you can change to? Not knowing if this person did not sleep because of an ill health emergency at home. So it becomes important for us to be calming down. We need to be calming down. Not only that boy that told the mother, who is now of blessed memory, that she should be calming down. We all need to learn to calm down. Sometimes some things happen, the individual just takes respect for the workplace to come. And immediately they come, it is verbal assault, verbal mishap. Sometimes it could go beyond verbal. We have seen people that actually will resort to slapping at work, but it should not be hard of us that things degenerate to that level. Now, if we have someone that is not aggressive before and is now showing signs of aggressiveness, we need to know that there is a deviation from normalcy. And we need to be on the lookout so we can apply the psychosocial first aid, which I'll be talking about very soon. Now, under or over promotion is another issue. Under or over promotion, I know that some of us can relate, especially with under promotion. There are ways to also go about it. We can communicate about it. And if you believe in God, pray and do some other things to resolve this. I'm going to jump because of, now, I don't know if you can see this. This has been shown some times ago to some of us that were at that training. These are the organizational interventions. What the organization should do. And one of it is this type of training that is holding. That people will know what they are up against and what they can do about it. So I'm going to also skip this so we can go to what is personal. Because of my time, I'm going to jump to how to recognize deviation for positive mental health, especially in the workplace. When there is heightened anxiety, you know, she talked about restlessness. When someone cannot, we know that some people are restless, so naturally they are restless. But the restlessness is positive. You see them, they greet people, they are smiling, they are cracking jokes. Where they are, they light up the room, people are laughing. But when the anxiety becomes something out of proportion, we should know that something is happening with this individual, even when they are not talking. Now, some people will resort to substance use. I put alcohol, drug, and any other thing used under substance use. So calm them down. They ask for a Josheni Lexotan. And they keep asking you, or Valium. They keep asking. At a point, they go to get a prescription and they keep taking it. Sometimes they keep some things in their drawer that you don't know about. When nobody is looking, they pump those things into their mouth so that they can calm down. Sometimes it is alcohol. They drink. They keep some pelebe We know Pelebe now. And thank you. If they are drawer, they take one. And you know, inside one small Pelebe like that, there's about 43% of alcohol. And the moment they take one, they take two, they take three, just like those ones riding Okada. They are hooked on it. And the problem becomes larger. Somebody sang a song one year. Macho, Macho. Thank you. It makes you know the song. I'm not saying that it's not correct. But the thing is that after the Baronure, what happens? What makes it? The Ironu will come back multiplied. In fact, exponentially multiplied. Yeah. And then the MO will now increase again to douse the magnitude of the Ironu. That's not the way to go. I'm sure if you ask King Sunny Ade now, he won't sing that. He won't. Now, eating disorder, some of us, it is. No, I'm trying to manage myself. Eating disorder could be eating too much and the person is gaining weight. And it could be eating less. I can't remember. Because of anxiety level, you know, it's increasing. And it's becoming a bigger problem. Some people will actually start to gamble. And the gambling will become bigger and bigger. Some it is not gambling, it is basic. It is all the apps in Nigeria, on the space of money lending that know them. Some is aggressive behavior. They are coming, you know they are coming. They are what they call awolo in our area, lion. They are coming and you know that lion has come. And you know if you ever see a situation where there is a lion father, the moment he enters the gate and they hear everybody scamper. So this person, especially if the person is a boss of somebody, the aggressiveness becomes an issue. And then they start to manipulative behavior. They tell someone something, they tell another something else. Causing problem. And that is a whole lot. Now, when you see some people having panic attack, and a panic attack could happen. But when panic attacks become out of proportion, it happens, often it is a problem of mental health. And suicidal thoughts can start coming in. Oh, okay, I moved it. Suicidal thoughts. That woman she was talking about, most of us read about her working in high place like that, highly placed, and always attending parties and everything until she drank sniper. And then they started to remember, we saw that she was quiet and nobody asked. Traumatic events, when things happen to some people, they can't just cope. For some people, it is death of a loved one. Or something just happened and they can't just cope with it, and that breaks them down. And now, I know that some men drink alcohol. I will advise that we quit. But alcohol now getting out of hand, becoming drunkenness, that the person comes to work reeking of alcohol. We know that no, this is a bigger problem. And now symptoms that they will now be exhibiting, the things that this individual will be showing, that people will see that there's a problem. When they start to think unusually, what is she going on? The thoughts are now derailed. It's getting to mental health end of the continuum. And then hallucinations. Some people see things or hear things or feel things that are not there. That's where they will say, hysteria. They will say there's something in their neck. They will say they saw somebody. This is true. I saw this person, and it's not so. It means that it's getting out of hand. Extreme mood changes, restlessness, marked decrease in activity. The person is just, well, Mr. Somebody, let us go and or there's a party, but there's a dress, so hey, I'm dressed, but I just feel like I just remove my clothes. They start to lose interest in things that they have been doing before. In activities that they have been partaking before, they start to lose interest. Some will even cry. Any little thing, they start to cry. Especially when they are the ones manipulating, and then people are confronting them, they will break down crying. Or they will just meet them, they are crying. Not because something happened, though. You know, in Pastor's case, she was carrying this pregnancy that she never thought would come. And she couldn't cry before the people that are expecting. She will lock herself up in the restroom and cry. That's different, though. This crying is just crying, crying to attract attention or crying to send people away. You know, there's a way people cry to send people away from themselves. And it leads to difficulty in concentrating, which can lead to a lot of problems, drop in performance, neglecting self-care, hygiene, grooming, stains all over buttons, removing all kinds of things that we have talked about before. Now let's move because of the time. When things start to happen with an individual, these things we have talked about, it is not the person that will first notice at work. The person may know, but it won't be the one to talk about it. Other people will also know. People around this individual will know that, kilo shele, what happened? You didn't comb your hair. Your hair is bushy. It is for 2 weeks now. Why are you losing it now? People will notice. So when people start to notice things that we have talked about before, it is time for mental health or psychosocial or psychological first aid. You know, when somebody cuts their finger, we will go for first aid. We will apply something to arrest the bleeding. That is first thing. Before the individual starts to take more coordinated, more precise, more concise action. Now, there's this acronym that is used worldwide, it's ALGEE, ALGEE. But before you do that, you need to be able to approach the individual, to initiate the conversation. And to initiate the conversation, you need a good location. Not just meeting the person on the road, say, hey, you seem to be withdrawn. What's going on? On the road. So we're not going to do that. We're going to give the person a chance to talk, but we need to make sure the approach is a good one and meet the person in a comfortable place. In fact, you can ask the individual if you can come in to speak with them. And boundary, we need to respect the individual's own interpretation of their symptoms. Sometimes they tell you that, Kosi, if you probe further and they're able to tell you some things, work with them on their interpretation. You know that it is just first aid. It is to stop this individual from continuing to harm themselves. So the three basic concepts are immediate safety. You want them to be safe now, and you want to promote calm and to foster connection with some other people that can help them. Immediate safety, promoting calm, fostering connection is very, very important when carrying out psychological first aid. It can be given until established help comes along. And the core principle is, in promoting safety, you want to help this person to understand that there's a reason to keep living well, and for them to calm down so they can think well, they can have coordinated thinking, and for them to connect so that they can have help and support. You know, Pastor Latuji said, our husband said, Shebi, I have not rejected this pregnancy. That's support. That's connectedness. If she did not have that support, she may have entered the next level. But God allowed that. The support was all around her and messages of hope. Now let's look at the acronym quickly. The first one is the A is assess. What are we assessing for? We approach this individual, we assess for risk of suicide or harm or anything that could damage this person or others around them. Some people, it is not suicide they are thinking about, but they are thinking of leaving their home. I've seen a situation like that. So she would just walk away. Walk away to where? They will not just see her again. Many things we hear on radio. There are now programs on radio that people take their problems to. We hear all kinds of things. So the first thing is to check for signs of trauma, for signs of high anxiety, or risk to themselves. There are questions we can ask them, but we need to let them know that we care. We are concerned. And that it is not care oju, that we are deeply concerned that this person can help themselves. Of course, they have the responsibility to help themselves. Again, the L is to listen, but the listening is not just listening. We have to listen non-judgmentally. Some people, when you are talking to them, they are not listening, they are saying their own back. They are saying their own back, they are interjecting. So when you have identified this person and you have assessed, you need to listen to them when they are ready to talk. Let them talk. In fact, somebody asked me to be listening to Kokoro. I like them. I'm not promoting anything. I just want to use something. And then one day, I saw the way the man will be. We allow them talk. You'll be listening. I was asking myself, he must have practiced listening, effective listening, to be able to allow them to vent, to talk. Sometimes they are talking out here and there, and he just listens and he'll be picking things out. It's a skill we can also develop. When we listen, we lean towards the person. We maintain eye contact. We nod or shake our heads. I can see some of us doing that. We'll interject with, okay, I see. But not, I know somebody that happened to like that too. So the moment you say that, the person will just clam up and will not speak again. So don't blame, listen effectively, use phrases that will help the person feel listened to. In fact, some of them that they have someone to talk to that listens to them is enough to help them. And the G is to give support and information. Then information giving comes in. Support giving comes in. Suicide is often an attempt that people have planned, taking time to plan. It's not something that just happens spontaneously. They are taking their time to think about it and to plan how to go about it. So we need to express empathy. We need to actually let them know that there are supports and help for them. And the first E is to encourage appropriate professional help. Though it now means that we need to know where they can get appropriate professional help. If you contact us, we can actually lead us to where such help can be received from therapists, from people who are doing this type of work. And the last E is encourage self-help. Self-help. They need to help themselves. They need to have that willingness to want to overcome whatever it is. They need to have that power to be resilient. They need to have that will to want to live. Of course, they say where there is a will, there is a way. Okay, so what are the things that people can do as individuals for self-help? Physical activity is one of them. Sometimes when you are full to the brim, some people will say, I'm off to the gym. Not all of us can go to the gym, yes, I know. But we can walk, take a walk, leisure walk on our streets. Just walk, ruminate, pray, do things, sing, and walk back home. By the time you come back home, you'll see that men use that a lot. Many men, they will just walk away from the troubles. Somebody sang a song, I'm walking away. They'll just walk away. I can see some people relating to that. Okay, but you can do some other things. You can swim. You can actually dance. We can do aerobics. Aerobics are those activities that we do that we don't have to go to the gym to do them. We can move down the steps, up and down while music is playing. We can dance, we can swim, we can do so many things. Another thing we need to do is to eat well. She said that before. Eat healthily. I know that in these days of price of 100,000, but we don't have to have a bag at a time because I'm not eating the whole bag at a time. So we can actually divide it and spread it over so many things. Now we work in Nihot. You know I'm sure there are a lot of vegetables around us. Vegetables, if you look at this person, you can see that it's packing vegetables. Identify the one that you love. Where I'm married to, we don't eat one type of vegetable. 2, 3, 4 together. Okay, and then, thank you. And then the size of fufu or eba or inyo, I know some of us that it must be inyo 5 a.m. can reduce. And we add more of the vegetable and some fruits and some other things, legumes, nuts, to make it up. In fact, if we don't want to do that before, maybe Nigeria is teaching us to do that now. There's something I saw on the social media that Nigeria are now naturally slimming down. That we are slimming down naturally, whether we like it or not. So we need to do that. And then we need to manage stress. Different ways of managing stress, as we said before. Sleep, very important though. Some of us will sleep, our minds are not sleeping. As one consume. So fees, they have increased. Clinical has increased. But let's sleep. There are things we can do to sleep. I've heard from research and from people who are in need that warm honey, warm milk, warm drink, cold bath or warm bath, as the case may be, those natural things can enhance good sleep at least 6 hours. Then we can meditate also. Meditation means it's not only yoga. Some people's mind you go to yoga. Meditation means you are just calm. Go by the lakeside. Go by nature. If you want to read your scripture, read. If you have a book that you have abandoned, pick it up and read. You know, these days, our screen time is affecting our eyes and our general health. People don't read 10 pages of books again. Everything is electronic, online. But we can go back to reduce the pace and calm our minds down by reading. We can also watch, I don't know if I ask anyone, when last did you watch any movie? If I do a survey now, I know that what I'm going to get is be like, movie cake, Ayewada. Now we can just relax. Let's learn to relax. Let's learn to relax. When we are collected our salary and we are taking that thing, also learn, plan relaxation. Many of us, our annual leave gone. I'm also guilty. We will fix conference, fix orishi in it. And the vacation is supposed to be vacation. So let's learn to relax. And now we can talk that individual that has now recognized this and has been picked out, and we have tried to apply the psychological first aid on, should also talk to someone. Talking to someone trusted. Pick someone, maybe at work or outside work, someone trusted. This individual can help to listen more and can also help to pray or to do any other thing that may help. Talk to HR. There's something we call employee assistance program. If you have, talk to them. Talk to managers. A friend of mine spoke to me recently. She just called me at home. She works in usage too. I've shared the experience with Pastor. She started working at 47. She's even waiting to defend her PhD. But they pushed her somewhere that she could not cope with what they are doing there. She always complained of people trying to do some cunning things. So the other, like David's sling. And no, just pushed her to one place that they call madhouse in UCH. If anybody has been there, you will know. Now she has to do nights overnight and she's breaking down. When she spoke with me, I listened and I told her what she needs to do. Need to talk to them at HR. First go to the doctors, then talk to the people at HR. Now they're making arrangements to move her away. That was affecting her mental health. Now, there are some strategies in the workplace, boundary setting. Some of us don't know how to say no. We don't. She has the ability. Oh yeah, do this. Okay, I'll do it. Who can do it? It's this person. Go and do it. She can do it. The girl is good, the girl is good. So we need to be able to say no. The individual should learn the skill. There are skills to learn to say no. Like, I'm sorry now, I can't do this now because I have some things. It may take some time. I hope you don't mind. It may take some time. Yeah, it's your own time. If you say 1 week, 2 weeks, you have said it may take some time. So the person does not put pressure on you that I want it this night. Go. We need to set boundaries, healthy boundary, to know how to do that. And then manage time well. Some people don't know how to manage their time well. They will finish one before they start another. Can multitask, but we need to do it with sense. When you get to work at all, what is it that you want to do? Do your to-do list. Make your to-do list. Sometimes you don't finish everything. You bring it forward to another day. But it makes you to know what you want to do. And you are able to manage your time well. And many of us are always on the screen. My 5 minutes is almost over. Do you understand when I say it's almost over? If we are always on the social media, then we cannot manage time well. We can't. Because I just want to see this one. You see it, the next one comes up, then the next one, then the next one. Before you know it, it's 1 hour. And by the time you realize that, hey, 1 hour, and it has this thing to do, then anxiety will increase. So we need to manage our life. We'll talk more about work-life balance when she comes on. And then positive work environment, relationship with colleagues matter a lot. You can seek therapy. It's not a thing of shame to seek therapy. It could be individual therapy, and it could be group therapy. Some of us have had some experiences in the past. Remember, we are coming from different angles. Now, coming to the workplace is also exaggerating it. But if you talk about it, there are different methods they use in psychotherapy. We may be able to get what the problem is and take care of it. Then it's important to consult a healthcare provider. Very, very important. We are not talking about mental illness, but deviation for positive mental health. So consulting a healthcare provider will help to give direction to what the problem is and what exactly this individual may need to do. And in summary, there are many psychological factors responsible for positive or negative mental health and well-being, especially in the workplace for negative mental health. And we know that better psychosocial work conditions are also they play a role in making a worker a better worker. So that is very important for us to do. So for us to take home with us, early intervention is key. Early recognition. In fact, if anything, cancer, name it, any recognition is key, and then early intervention. Now we are in the month of October, and we always talk about it, especially for us ladies and for men who are husbands, fathers, uncles, sons, that October is always the breast awareness month. But it's not that all year round we cannot do that. Studies have shown and confirmed that stress level also can allow cells to change and cancer to develop. And we don't want to get there. We are looking for cure. We are looking for ways of doing it better. Don't let even get near at all. So let's reduce stress level, reduce stigma, and let's be proactive. Responsibility is on us. The onus is on us to take responsibility for our life and for our mental health. So I thank you very much for this opportunity. Thank you very much, ma'am. A big round of applause for what you're doing. I'm very sure that our plates are getting full. We had the first dose, now we just had the second dose. I've been informed that refreshment will come to us here, so we can still have our seats while we go straight to the last training of the day from Shadi Olatoji. We're talking about work-life balance, family, work, and mental health. Please, let's talk about work.
Are we tired? Today, someone said today not today. Found you. People are tired, yo. Let's stand up. Dr. Nagoya, come and do the attack.
Or should we even let's do coconut stretch.
Oh yeah, okay.
Let's spread coconut stretch. All right. Are we ready?
Yeah.
What's that? That's very nice. Let's do one more time. And see. All right, let's not do Atama for ourselves as we see. You know Atama clap now. Atama. Marina.
Just on time. Because of time, let's just go on here. I don't know what happened to you. Not straight. But I'm just going to be talking and I won't take your time. Just relax, right? Effort combined. Combined. I want to talk about work-life balance. Work-life balance. We talk about what mental health is, and my colleagues have told you things that happen at the workplace that can make people have mental health issues, and then what we can do to assist people we notice they have mental health issues. Don't ignore it. Don't look at it. Don't look away. Be your brothers and help everybody around you, no matter who the person is. If you notice it, please, before the thing will get out of hand, it is your responsibility to help yourself and also help others. May God give us that grace. So we are looking at work and our life, and now we can balance it. Maybe I should just be taking the slide from my phone. After this lecture, we just our posters, and then there's no other lecture after this one, so we only do discussion so that you tell us your experiences and we tell you some case studies. Please don't So, in the introduction, I said, workplace well-being is paramount to the success of the organization and the individual. So if you don't incorporate wellness into what you are doing, you might not get a dramatic effect of profitability. There's an increasing evidence, according to Brock et al. 2020. There's an increasing evidence linking employee appointment and retention with organizational positive work-life balance. That is, if you are able to balance life and work for people, they will not be resigning, they will japa. Why many people are japaing, if there's any English like that, is that work and life is not balanced. People are not getting what they want from work. And Nigeria itself is not balanced. And we have to balance it as if we are balancing equation. If you put mathematics on the board, you ask people to balance it, isn't it? Right? So we have to balance our life and our work together. The expression work-life balance started in the 70s, and it described a balance between individual work and personal life. Hans and Vassil 2016 posits that work-life balance is broad. And one of the things that is there is you must prioritize between your career and your ambition on one hand, then pleasure, leisure, family, and spiritual development on the other hand. So you cannot say because somebody is working with NIOTs, then you should not go to church. Because somebody is working with NIOTs, you should not go to the mosque. Somebody is working with NIOTs, he's not attending to his wife and his children. And it should just be work. Most of the time, what employers are after is your work. What they want is productivity. What they want is results. But that should be done, yes, because that's why we are getting paid. But that should not be done at the expense of our family and our life. There are so many things that we have to do in life apart from work. Our work is just one aspect of our life. And so researchers have come up with the idea that organizations and, in fact, individuals should learn how to balance life and work. If life and work is balanced, people will be satisfied, they'll be more productive. So what is work-life balance? I'm trying to jump about 2-3 slides because of time. And I think I have defined it, that it includes prioritizing career, and it's an individual's ability to meet their work and family commitments, as well as non-work responsibilities and activities. That's the NECTA 2011. Another person said it is satisfaction and good functioning at work and at home with a minimum of role conflicts. Somebody else said it's a high level of engagement in work life as well as non-work life with minimal conflict between social roles in work and non-work. So if there's a conflict between your work and your family that you cannot balance, your family is not happy, but you are making progress at work, but your family is not happy, that work is not balanced. This is the essence of this particular lecture. You must learn it as a skill, how to balance your life and your work. Great work balance is linked with good mental health condition and higher job satisfaction. That means if you balance your life and your work, your mental health will be okay. It's a research by Jack Pansipa 2011. And Scholars have also established the fact that poor work balance is connected to poor working condition of mental health, lower job satisfaction, and higher turnover in tension. So due to technological advancements, thank you, you discover that the expectation of workers have increased. These days, they ask you to take your work to your house, to go and do it and complete it because of technology. Abi? Now, they will ask you to hold meetings online when you are supposed to be talking to your wife, when you are supposed to be having fun with your wife. Some people will be on their wife, they will call them. These are not issues we have in those days. So, if you are having an affair with your wife and somebody call you, don't feel to go. And your husband you when you are doing number 1 or number 2 or number 3 or whichever number they call it. Your number will thank you. But what is interfering with that? You see people, your guy, yes sir, yes sir, yes sir. And then you just steps up. And the one is saying, where are you going? Oh, but what can pay me? Oh, no, honestly, you should be arrested. Somebody call you. See, if I want to do anything with my husband, I will tell him, switch off your phone. Switch off, hey, I'm expecting his phone. I say, okay, maybe you should just attend to that person and leave me. And then you will be talking and then say, hello, hello, hello. What we are here to advocate is that your mental health is being affected by neglecting your family. Yes. That's the essence of this lecture, actually. So let me jump. So let's look at family issues that is affecting mental health. The write-up is the book, so you can always go through it. I've jumped so many things. The first thing is there are issues that happen in your home that will be affecting your job. It will affect your job. Family issues. So we can't look away and say it does not matter. If the workplace says, whatever is happening in your house, and baby, don't come here and be saying, my wife, my wife. There's no wife there. It's because you have a job that you have wife. That is not too good for an organization. And research has shown that such organization, if you can't there's no job in Nigeria, people would have resigned. Because family don't see a One thing is when you have an incompatible partner, it affects your job. Because that person will fight you in the morning. I know the story of a pastor who has a wife that is incompatible. When it is Sunday morning, when the man is ready to go and preach, having prayed, that's the time the man will come and say, hey, you have not given me the money I asked for. People are doing praise worship downstairs, life story. And the choir is waiting. The pastor, he will now knock the door and hold the neck and say, you want to go and preach downstairs. You have not done what you are supposed to do. Give me money. You are not going nowhere. Don't give me clinic. I say, okay, let me finish. There's no money here. I said, no way. If the man managed to come out, before the end of the service, all the vehicles should go and take stones. Scream. It's not a film. It's not a film. I know the couple. What I'm saying is, your family affects your job. If you have a wife or a husband that doesn't give you rest of mind, you cannot work well. Incompatibility, then unrealistic expectation from a spouse. If your wife is always looking up or husband is always looking up to you for something, that is not realistic. And there's argument. You are arguing about 1 hour before you left home. And you manage to get to work. The first few hours, you are not balanced. 2 hours, you are not balanced. 3 hours, you are not balanced. 4 hours, you are not balanced. 5 hours, you are not balanced. 6 hours, you are not balanced. 7 hours, you are not balanced. 8 hours, you are not balanced. 9 hours, you are not balanced. 10 hours, you are not balanced. 11 hours, you are not balanced. 12 hours, you are not balanced. 13 hours, you are not balanced. 14 hours, you are not balanced. 15 hours, you are not balanced. 16 hours, you are not balanced. 17 hours, you are not balanced. 18 hours, you are not balanced. 19 hours, you are not balanced. 20 hours, you are not balanced. 21 hours, you are not balanced. 22 hours, you are not balanced. 23 hours, you are not balanced. 24 hours, you are not balanced. 25 hours, you are not balanced. 26 hours, you are not balanced. 27 hours Am I talking? You're not balanced. And you have difficult, unsupportive spouse. I once picked a lady from Iwo Road. And when we got to Total, he said, please, Oga, I want to drop. She carried one flask in a basket. I said, so where? He said, my husband got angry this morning and he dropped the food. So I'm going to his office first to drop the food before coming to work. Usage. I said, why? He said, Oga, if I don't take that food to go and meet him in the office, let me not just go home. Difficult, unsupportive spouse. Such people are workers. Hello. You will have opportunity to talk. Let me finish. Such people are working with you. What you more than me? What's happening? Powder àti wíìpù já mẹ́ni tí nǹkan ṣe. Some people, the husband has given her a good meeting before coming to work. And when you see the face, you say, what about? No, what you back on me? They will not cover you. So, such issues affect our work. We can't pretend they are not there. Then, lack of community support. You don't have support from the community. Where you are living, maybe you wake up in the morning and as you come out, you are hearing noise. Hey, mommy, can you know where this be? And you know you can come back. If you are the one that's supposed to sweep the compound, maybe it's a rented apartment, and everybody is shouting. It is in the middle of that shout, you left the house angrily. When you get to work, the first few things, you are not balanced. Yes. Divorce or separation. And people will come late to work. You don't know what get them late to. Sometimes in the morning, single mother. In these days of single motherhood, LGBT, or what do you call them? The men are married men. They will now go and pick a child from somewhere and say they adopt the child. See, we have challenges ahead of us in the next generation because family dynamics have changed. We have unfaithful spouses. There was a day in my place of work, a lady came there, and everybody was shouting, "Why are you there? What happened?" Sorry, because they were shouting on her. She just started crying. You will think it's what they are saying that's making her cry. It's not what they are saying, it's what happened. Because I called her neighbor and now closed the door. I locked the door. I said, what happened? When you are in nurse, because they are talking to you, you are crying. What will now the patient do? One of the things they taught us as a nurse is that nobody, your emotions, when you are coming from home, hang it at the gate. When you are going home, pick it if you like. Because you have to mentally okay to take care of the patient. If you give the wrong injection, we are not having papers. So you just have to be balanced mentally to come to work. If you are not balanced, take it off and go. Don't kill people. That was what I was telling her. She now said, oh God, I went home. I forgot something. I went back. Only to make my house clean and my husband having sex on my bed. So, hello. The worst part of it is that she said the man has had sex with her that day. It's not as if she refused. No. She knows that the man was not even remorseful. These things are happening to people listening to me. Don't think it's something far away. They will not tell you what they are going through it. Those things affect their mental health and it's affecting their job. Their issues at home. They are not issues at work. Then delay in childbearing. Somebody that is waiting and waiting, and then is now the boss. The almost have 3 children. Then you come today. Hey, Mama, I want my evening. I said, I will be more. It's because I don't have one. That's why that is happening. And before you know, she's transferring the aggression on you. There are issues at home, but it's coming to work. Childbearing, multiple pregnancy like my own. Eh? Pregnancy that is unplanned. And honestly, it took God for me that period. Then, even childbearing itself, there's something we call puerperal psychosis. That is psychiatric condition happening just because you went through childbearing. 6 weeks after delivery, you must watch a woman very well, she can run mad. Just the stress of that labor alone is not to run her mind. Your moves is enough. You will see some women after delivery, especially because of carrying baby. He's crying. As the baby is crying, the mother is crying. This woman will resume work. Some people are not lucky. They were pregnant when they take the job. So by the time they deliver, they can't give them the full maternity leave. So she will drop the baby. In my generation, we drop 1 month old baby and come to work. Because work is difficult. So, and then you come, you are taking care of somebody else's baby. Your baby is at home crying. You work in a pediatric ward. You will see mothers crying, nurses, because they drop their own. They don't know what's that. You are bringing family issues. We carry it to work, whether we like it or not. No outcome of education, you pay children to feel they are not doing well. Then you now come to the office and somebody say, my guys, he's the best student in Azazis, best student in the country. Praise God. Because our own child is going to repeat. And you go to work, you think you are coming to rejoice with your colleagues. Abi, share on me. Everyone will get. And then the other person is passing, you don't even know what she's going through. And multiple babies in your company, Monday, Kulubadi, there. I don't even come me. Think back to me. Do you think a mental health is okay? Eh? She will have sleepless night. At the same time, she will have anxiety. One advice, not run away. Now, the woman will be helpless. Sometimes there is no support. Poor financial management. Some men will not tell their wife, they go and do business. Business will fail. And the whole family will suffer it. Some women will do it, the whole family will suffer it. Sudden joblessness, somebody just lost their job, difficult, unstable shifts. You have somebody to do work for 12 hours. 7 to 7. 7 to 7. Work for. That person doesn't have life. Lack of job security. Please, these are the laws. That didn't work in this place. Immediately you do this, you are going. Immediately you do this, you are going. People's mind are not at rest at work. Housework. You will do work in the office and housework. And then some men in their family, they don't help women. It is a taboo for a that man to wash plates. It's a taboo for him to fetch water for him. It's a taboo for him to sweep the floor. It's a taboo. I don't know any I don't know any religion. And I've never read the Quran anyway. But those of us that read the Quran, did they write it there that the man should not help the woman? I like that. In my own Bible, at least I've read the Bible too. There is no scripture that says the work of the house is a woman's work. The culture is frustrating women. But let me tell you, the narrative is changing. Hello? It's changing, women. It's changing. And you forget that men, such men should wash plate. Get me right. If you see your taboo that you should not wash plate, congratulations. If it is your apple, you don't hold broom. Very good. But what I will tell you is this: you will have money, oh. Because there is nothing money cannot do. Money can swim, money can wash plates, money can iron dress. You only need to pray, and it is done. Right? You don't have money, you will wash plate too. Simply family members and the tapping condition, caring for the elderly. Somebody will finish at 9 or 2, get home at 7. One grandma is waiting. You cook amala, the woman said, I said I don't want amala. You know, your head is going down. Tomorrow's assignment, your other call you. Mrs. Philip, let my name Orlando. Grandma said, you let us say. Now, the woman is, I have a colleague. She told me one day, when she came to work, I said, what happened? There was no more Erubo at home. I said, can you people not eat something tomorrow on weekend? I said, my mom called me. She said I will leave house. The day I don't make amala for her. She called that specifically. Every single blessed day until that woman leave their house, she must make amala. Whether she will borrow the money, whether she must make that amala. And the amala has to be made when she comes back from work, because it must be very hot. You see, you are shaking your head. People are passing through that. They are coming to work. They must deliver work. They must deliver at home. The husband is there, asking for his own. He will not do all that wahala. The man will come back, put his hand on the table, and watch television and read newspaper. Only for him to ask you to bring food. After eating the food, you cannot even carry plates. He will bring the plate, you come and carry the plate like slave there. After carrying the plate, you wash the plate, you clean everywhere, you manage to sleep. Then you will not say, you should not be refusing. I think that woman is not a human being. Hello? The days when women were not career women, can understand. But the narrative has changed too. These are days that we want work-life balancing. And without the family support and the work support, it cannot happen. It cannot happen. See, women and men, depending on whichever side, because I'm not treating to women. There are men that women are frustrating you. Seriously. Women and men in different capacities are being frustrated by their spouses, and it's affecting their job. Now, if your spouse is frustrating you, they are starting. But my advocate is that don't be the one to frustrate your spouse. It will affect better health of that person and the job. Right? Am I making sense? What are the effects of these family issues on work? Low concentration, low productivity, missed deadlines, poor job, poor finishing, stagnancy. Stagnancy because change artificially back. For many years, some women cannot even go back to school. Don't forget that one. Because everything is on her. She must work and also work at home. How mama was when she said they won't office. So let's take the correct perspective. If you want your wife to do housework fully, I beg, pay her salary, let her stay at home. There will be stagnancy, there will be overwork, there will be poor physical appearance. You will see some men, they are looking so young. Go and look at their wife. Tí o bá ṣe wíìkì yìí, wíìkì tó bá ṣe yìí, táwọn èèyàn tó bá ṣe wíìkì. Gbogbo ọmọ bá ti funfun. Poor work ethics, the person will not be able to do. You see, we are looking for productivity. Everybody work, time come, really come. These are issues that are affecting women and men. Vice versa. Sexual immorality will begin to happen at work. Because when the woman is frustrated at home, and there's somebody at home, don't listening here. Kí ló ṣe yín tójú yín báyìí? Kò sí. Sọ̀rọ̀ fún mi, sọ fún mi. And one day you now say, I want to hear. Before you know it, you see people sleeping with their secretary. See, I mean, because work and life is not balanced. Lack of personal development and career progression. You can't follow your mate because of family issues. Lack of creativity and innovation. You have ideas, but because the mental health is not stable, it can't flow. You are in a meeting. That is the time your wife will call you. Hello, she send your whole gas. I will send the money. The man knows the total, so he doesn't have money to send. Interpersonal relationship, lateness for work, financial indebtedness. One of these men will be to Yahoo now. You see, I beg your salary for me 5,000. Because the husband is not forthcoming. Frequent sickness, absence, and absenteeism. Yet you're not particular. Those are issues that family issues. Now, how does work affect family? Do you know work also affect family? Yes. My colleague has talked about excess workload. He has talked about issues that happen at work when your guy is not supporting you. Remember what it is she said? It will now lead to aggression. You will now transfer that problem from work to your house. So as you are coming in, and somebody did not know how to talk. Oh, he said, insensitivity. You don't even care what your family is, whether they go into, and whether they are you okay or not? And lack of family ties. These days, social media has taken over the family. Everybody will get home. How is work? Fine. When did you come back? I'm just coming now. So what is the latest development about what? I thought you said you are going for a workshop at 12. Yes. When we were a young couple, we used to talk. My husband would wake me up in the night. I went to site. If you know what it did today, and all those briefly, I said, But these days, site was fine. It was fine. Mobile person can see Mr. Peter did not say there. Hey, you are not listening to me. You I'm listening. You are no longer sensitive. You are not just sensitive. Because you feel you are carrying. I said, see, if we are talking family, please drop this phone. I beg. He says, is it not here that I'm used to be? I said, it's not here you used to be out. It's faith you used to be. He said, why the first come to here? I said, the two of them have yes. How can you not pay attention to me? I'm talking to you. Don't look at the phone. It's your money. But it's affecting your family, it's tearing your family apart. Unfaithfulness is setting, lack of attention, lack of libido. By the time you now say, oh, yeah, you know the reason? Somebody you have shouted on. Am I talking? Yes. Somebody you have shown aggression. I said, oh, I'm not people to am I a machine? The body has gone. I said, I don't even feel anything there. Maybe some other time. You will see when the workload is much, poor eating habits. A woman will struggle to prepare food, you get home. You just pick. Oh, that thing to pay me. And I cook food, then you buy bread. And you eat it food, you will eat it. Whether you buy this bread or you just sit down, you do it. It's painful for somebody to cook and you say you are tired. Or they say, they gave me one food at work. I say, hey, you cannot eat small. I need to space for my food. I will not put food and go and put it in. Oh, yeah, eat it. Not moving the table. No. So what do we now do because of time? What do we do because of time? Number one, planning. You have to plan with your family the nature of your job and the demands of your job. You will sit your family down and your children. This, because sincerely, they may actually allow you to do what you want to do, but with understanding. Not that you will ignore your wife or your husband and say, hey, you don't know what is going on in Nigeria, that I need to really do this work. If this work is lost now, I don't know whether you have any other hope. You children don't know anything. Where do you think I get to this? No, they are not the one that send me around. These children were in them, you brought them. So we don't need to shout on them. Plan that, okay, we may need to locate and relocate. See, these days, I've been telling people, this 1,000 naira fuel and job, I don't know how you are doing it though. If you taking public transport will be, look for one room close to your office. Go and be sleeping there every day. When it is weekend, everybody go home. The person said, we now leave our house. I said, sorry. You know, the day they packed, she now came to me months later and said, Oga, that's what we are doing now. We back to our house, is killing us. He's going to build the house. In fact, the first 5 years of your life, build house. You want to enjoy your money. But if the place is far, be going there for holiday and weekend. Still maintain your rented apartment. By the time you calculate the fuel money to pay out rent. Those things affect the mental health of the family and it affects your productivity at work. By the time you are getting to work, you are driving your car in a hold up. You come, these days there's even no hold up. How many thousand? But in the days when we really had that hold up, by the time you get to work, you are tired. It happened to me. Coming from Ishebo to UCH, sometimes on afternoon duty, I will first of all bring my children to Rita Mefa. Can you do that for them? 1,000. Then go back home to dress for afternoon. Come to work, resume. They will close by 4, me and resume 1. By 4, carry them again. No, my husband would have gone to the field, whether he go or whether. Carry them to school or carry them, drop them. Come back to work. If you try it now. Apart from money, say, people life. Now, by the time I get to work, I am already. But because we take care of life. When you see life going, one adrenaline, you will forget yourself. The energy will come by force. Because you want to best in life, right? When you finish rescuing the life, you get home, then you face your life. The heavy part of my body will be paining me. And the following morning, I will be at work. So, in order not to weary yourself out, plan. Sit down with your family. Plan. Take holiday, plan for holiday, plan for location and relocation. Don't just tap out and leave your wife or your spouse to face whatever it is. That's our luck. Is it not money I'm going to look for? That money will finish. Number 2, for your work and life to balance. Prioritize your family first. You know the reason? Your work is very important. Your work is very important. Your work can feed you. It is your work that determines who you are. Your career is the most important thing. But family first. You know the reason? When anything goes wrong, they will replace you in the office. They will get another worker. Come to UCH. I don't see workplaces members coming to stay with patients. It is their wife or their husband or their children. So if you ignore your family and it affects your job, you will discover that at the end, if anything goes wrong, you're your own. Hey, don't tell me your guy if you sell it to why don't go to the hospital. They are treating you. They say, sorry, it is well with you. The work they can do, you drop money. They will not sit down. They will not up and down. They will not sit. So I want to encourage us. Let's give our family the first. Their comfort, their sustenance. Let's make sure that our family is happy with us. When you get home today, ask your wife, ask your husband. If the person is going to be sincere, if the shaman you do like this. So now ask someone that woman that used to talk like this. Then when Mumbai, she came to us and said we should ask properly. And who really have said, we'll talk about that. God is helping us. Avoid competition, rivalry, and greed. If you prioritize and it's not working, change your priorities. Change. In this Nigeria, priorities are changed. Has it not changed? Yes. I was using Jeep before. I sold it. I went and buy one small car. They said I should paint it. I said, have they started arresting people who paint cars? I mean, who don't paint their cars? Not the one who. Have they started arresting them? It's not my priority for now. I bought the car. I didn't do anything. I was using the car. Came in. They can't arrest me. My priorities have changed. Please change your priorities for the sake of your family, for the sake of your life, for the sake of your mental health. Don't push yourself in a position where people will be calling you. Oh, I will, whatever by it, son. You know, some people they buy food on credit. When they pay salary, they pay for the last month's food. And when they cannot pay, the people will not be calling them. There's somebody in my hospital that sells food. That's how I know. What they ask her, do you really need people buy on credit? Say, oh, me this money, they just pay salary, wait for them. He said it's money for last month. Please, I didn't say don't borrow because these days borrowing is equal in mental health support. If people can borrow money, at least make populations like that. I didn't say don't borrow. Borrow. And the time when they come back, pay your son. Please, if somebody wants to borrow, I beg, borrow the person money, I beg you. Let him not die. But what I'm saying is borrow the money you can pay. If you have party, please, you don't need to do a extravagant party. Oh. My son got married recently.
Congratulations.
I invited 50 people. Me, 50. At the family, at already. Whoever you are, church. I just took list. One priority. Some people are people that to tell them. Hey, we got married. Marriage, one marriage. We decided when we were holding meeting, the couple said, see, mommy, we don't want too much crowd we cannot take care of. So we need just 200 guests. I said, fine. Me and my husband and our the name of Bobo family were 50. Wife's family 50. Bride 25. My husband to be 25. Okay, 150. I was server, cleaner, photographer. Before God and man, we didn't exceed it. It was difficult, but we did it. I know God has a program. No invitation and no program. We did online cards. We sent online invitation. I did my sister. In my office, how many of you are going? 3 of you, only 3 of you receive invitation. Go back to my go back to God. I wrote it in the card. This wedding is cheaply by invitation. Why do you want to enter this? I didn't take loan, and it's my first child. Some people say, I'm opinion. See, we have the best nights. I need to advise you. People came to me and say, why they are coming when you not consider. Where is the meeting? But because that the Bible is the last page. Just show me that picture and I will change. I saw when they it was blue, it was green, it was yellow, it was the only thing that I cannot compromise is the food that people eat. And the number of people that came must eat well. If it is 10 people you can feed, why not? So these are issues that you need to prioritize. Avoid rivalry. Ìgbà tí ìyá mi ṣe bọ́ọ̀lù ọmọ mi ó ṣe wá ṣe they know us. We are deputy director. Ṣé wọ́n fi gbowó báńkì? Reprioritize so that you don't have better attitude. See, in civil service rule, if you have person beyond your salary, I hope you know it's an offense. If your salary is 400, you go and borrow money and your 400 cannot manage, they can sack you and they will use your gratuity to pay. Go and read civil service rule. You don't borrow money beyond what you can pay. Yes. So, counseling, go for marriage counseling, if there is a need for it. Have a counselor. Some people think that counseling is when things go wrong. No. You must have a counselor so that it will be helping you to tune your brain from time to time. So reset it. Then that's what. You need somebody that will be resetting your brain from time to time. I told my son, you are not church counseling. Go and pay a professional family counselor. And he paid 150,000 for marriage counseling in Lagos. And he went through the cities, not church. And they have agreed when they see marriages are not working because we assume we know what to do. By the time you get married, you just go there. Don't talk to anybody, it's not a testimony. Build resilience, manage stress, be proactive, set limits and boundaries, have a strong support system. Right here, what I will tell you is that advocate for organizational support. What I'm saying is your work should support your family. Right? Don't just ask for more money. Hey, when they say union, I don't know whether you have union. Union should not be asking for more money alone. No. Flexible work hours, bonuses, baby friendly. You should have daycare at work where people can feed their babies. Do you have? See, baby friendly initiative said every workplace must have a daycare. You can even have a play group where you bring children from the school. You drop them there. So can you man ballet? You say man law. Right? Has from that is advocacy. Don't about that are union leaders. Don't think that will make life easy for your members. Advocate for it. Not just money. Sometimes it's not money people need. They need their life. When people come late to work, they need physical support. Oga mi ti kúrò mi ṣe ní photo ló wá ṣe for me. She's the one looking for herself for me. My direct boss, carry me in a car, was going from one house because lack of house help is affecting my productivity. So the people need physical support. You need carer, daily minder. If you don't have a nanny that have somebody that I have somebody in my house now. She's a married woman, she has a baby. She comes to my house every day. She will clean, before I left home, she will come. Do anything and give her assignment to do. And now we also give her another. After she will go to her house is not far from my home. She doesn't enter transportation. She's collecting 40K. Some of us don't want to spend money. So stingy that want to break down and now enter it. We're on top words. Eh? Let's give our workers emotional support. Support your wife. Look for somebody that will do the work. So that when you tap her at night, she will agree. Eat well and plan your family menu. Am I communicating? In summary, get a suitable job. A suitable, not a job that will scatter your family. Prioritize and reprioritize. Have a fun-filled life. Plan fun with your family. If you don't have money for Dubai, go late. You know what I used to do with my husband? We have to buy a UI. I beg you. We will go to Dubai UI. We will go to what do you call it? Botanical garden. We will now go to our botanical garden. But we now look for a tree. We will put mats. I said, buy for buy now. Okay? I will go and buy suya. Sabo, plenty suya. Buy bread, buy tree, buy everything. All my children will be on the floor. And then we will be playing games. Have fun. Have fun. Drop the phone for a while. And talk to your wife. Right? So that your mental health will be okay and you'll be able to work and be productive. They will not leave you behind. Others will not be getting promotion because you are not doing well. Who will promote you? Have a wellness plan. Right? So for that, what is your plan? Avoid copying other people. Right? Your take home. You can't do a good job if all you do is your job. That's Carrington's quotation. You can't do a good job if your job is all you do. No fun, no family, nothing. Job. That's not a good job. Have a great job.
Thank you very much. I'm sure we can put that like that. Thank you. I'm not sure I've learned as much as I've learned this morning in a long while. Thank you very much. Yes, I'm not sure we have learned a lot. And I know that we have some questions. Some of us may have contributions. We will break out into
sessions now for practical discussions. So I'm sure you are still around, Ma. Ma? You are still around to answer our questions.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. So if you have any question, please you can write them down. I want to use this opportunity to recognize our staff from the health stations that have been online since we started. We want to say thank you to them, kudos. And then they also have been sending in their questions. The ICT staff have been penning them down. So if you have any question, please begin to write them down now. Some people will be given the opportunities to ask directly. I'm sure any moment from now, our refreshment should be coming in. Ma? I said I'm sure any moment now, our refreshment should be coming in. Into breakout sessions. Okay. So we need to break out into sessions for practical discussions, questions and answers. Do we have our microphones ready? Okay, ma, do you have any updates for us? So let's welcome Dr. Toyin Anyago and Mrs. Shadi Olatuji once again to take our section.
Please, if you have questions, you can just stand up and ask questions so that either myself or my partner will handle it. Questions? Please, how should a worker maintain psychological mental health balance if there is harassment, discouragement, and other from his superior in his workplace? And then what are the possible warning signs of depression? Thank you. Now, this is the essence of this training. When you say you go for a training, you've gone to learn how to do something. And the reason why we actually want you to do something, the first thing I said is that you are responsible for your health. You are responsible for your mental health, and nobody should frustrate you or push you to the point that you don't feel like even living again. In fact, some people will talk to you and reduce you to whatever they think they can. Some bosses are younger than their employee working under them, and so they even talk to them irrespective of the age. But if you are facing harassment and discouragement, the first strategy is to find. The first thing is to look inward. Am I the one, causing this harassment? Because sometimes we are the one causing people to harass us, and we need to be very careful about that. Okay, if somebody comes to work and you come late and there is no apology, just like that's what happened in our office recently. And she came around 9:30 or to 10, and the owner said, "Mr. Madam, don't come. Okay, I don't want that was the answer. Check people repeat passion Lord. The remote by support the living and don't was that oh yeah, come and understand.
talking to a deputy director like that? So please, you yourself, don't give room. Don't give that room. So the first thing is to look inward. Check people who don't at harassment. That's one. And harassment can be different of different kinds. There are sexual harassment, there's physical. I don't know the kind of harassment this person is facing. But whatever the nature, father, anyone, whatever the nature, look inward first. If you look inward and you cannot find any reason, then talk to somebody. Please, this is what I am experiencing at work. From this explanation, do you think I am at fault? Because sometimes you will judge yourself and judge yourself right. The person will tell you what to do. That's second step. Third step, go and meet your guy if it is somebody you can meet. Some people can't meet them. But if somebody you can go and meet your guy, the way you talk the other time, I don't even understand. Maybe you should explain to me more. So that I may be able to really get, because sometimes it's communication gap that's making the other person harass. If that one still do not work, then you might need to look for a superior person who is in the caliber of that person. And let the person tell you what, because this person is not thinking about the kind of harassment and discouragement, and might not be able to advise as this is what you should do exactly, because it can be of different kinds. But if it is where you are a subordinate and somebody is shouting on you, go and do this, go and do that. If it is common office issue, your mama, you must be shows to me. That's why I said, even if the office is not palatable, let your house be a home and go back. So that if somebody is being harassed at work and also harassed at home, people know. So look for somebody to talk to, a senior person at work, so that the person can tell you what to do. Or look for a professional counselor that will counsel you. But the first thing is to find out, talk to the person, talk to a person. Because if you don't know, it might actually be something that can be solved between the two of you. Then a human stood. That's it. Some of us are so proud to come down and beg. Some people say to me, I will never beg. Because then our mama beg, mama beg, some of us beg to this point. Not that they are begging for any other reason, but because let me just go. For as long as the person is not standing on that, if it is job that I'm supposed to, I will do. Then you should not be lazy. Some people are so lazy. That's why they are facing harassment. Do something they will not do it. You want to add anything? Because she said, before I answered, the possible worry of depression, she said the lack of interest in anything. You are not interested in school, work, you don't want to talk to anybody, you want to be on your own. You don't feel like eating, you are not eating well again. You are finding it difficult to sleep deeply. You are waking up within hours, thinking, and then life does not really worth living again. Somebody, you know, when you hear somebody saying, "Can you live only to pay your mortgage?" You know what? That person is close to depression. When you believe life does not worth it, life is worth it. Because whatever you are going through is not the end. So there are things that will still come on later. Beautiful days are ahead. So when you lose interest, life does not make meaning again. Those are the early signs of depression. What you are doing, you lose interest in it. You don't feel like pushing it forward again. You feel like giving up. You feel like resigning, and you feel like leaving your house, leaving your family, leaving your children, walking away. You're looking for somewhere, whatever happens does not matter again. That is signs of depression. And once you notice it, please, talk to somebody.
I will not elongate the matter. You have said it, and based on the presentations we made before, communication is key. When anybody notices any harassment, whatever type, verbal, sexual, or otherwise, please look inward and speak out. Talk to someone, talk to someone, talk to someone. There are different categories as been analyzed. And then for depression, it is important that we take note of ourselves. Let's be our brothers, sisters, keeper. This individual may not even know that they are going. Let us take note of ourselves. Let's note what is changing about somebody. This person that used to do this is not doing it again. This person that used to talk and be a local person, pleasant person, is now withdrawing. It may be depression. And before it becomes something that we then hear, a news, news actually a negative thing. That's what makes news. When they say, all those kind of news. We don't want it. So we don't want to go and spy. Let us take note of ourselves, and the moment we see 1, 2, please take it off. It is very important.
If somebody doesn't want to talk, or you yourself, you feel what you want to say, they will start making jest of me. Let me tell you, people will soon hear. Because what do you want to take them to hear? They will now hear another version. When Osinachi died, did we not hear everything? The whole world had Osinachi take now. When she was hiding it would have been only few people that would hear if you have spoken.
When she was always ministry and crying.
And crying. We thought we didn't know.
We thought it was
so please, any other question? Please, we have to because of we realize going to breakout session. So I think they should protect us.
We realize that we have people in the overflow in the seminar room. If you have any questions from such, please can you send it? Can you bring it forward? In the seminar room, there is another tent outside. If you have people there who have questions or contribution, please let them send them in.
After this question, and we are not going to accept more questions again because we are going to the breakout session where we will give you a scenario. I want you to discuss it. Yes. You can stand up to ask your question. Ask it while we are looking at the one here.
Thank you. I just want to know the relationship between temperaments regarding to factors influencing mental wellness. Temperaments.
Yes.
Introvert and extrovert.
Thank you, sir. When it comes to mental health, I said biological factors. Biological factors are things that you are born to, or the way you were raised. In terms of temperament, most people pick their temperament from their parents or from their grandchildren, grandparents. From anyone, a particular generation will have that trait. Now, after they are born, the environment now determine whether they will manifest that trait or not. So over the years, if they find themselves in an environment that is suitable, they might not manifest the trait at all. That's why the fact that they inherited it. So their personality might not be affected. So it is still the same thing we are talking about, environmental factors and biological factors. It's just that mentioning it one by one might not, that time might not be there. Temperament, personality, character formation, they are all part of biological and environmental factors that determines what you be, what you manifest eventually, what eventually came out of you, and how to respond to issues. Some people, small thing, they will be shouting, and what is the big deal with this one? But because that's where they have been, and nobody has been able to tell them. Now, the behavior has been fixed, and it's difficult to remove it at a particular age. So you will just have to develop coping mechanism to handle that. Until that person now see it himself, I need to change this. So temperament do affect mental health depending on how the person treats. That answer your question, sir. Thank you. There's another question here. What do you do when available tools at workplace are not working well? Unstable power is affecting your productivity and motivation to work. Then your boss is saying we are all in it. We are all in it, and they want you to produce, and there's nothing to use. If you go to 10 workplaces in a federal government workplaces, if you sample 10, this particular situation will happen in 9 places. Maybe you can have one that is not like that. Even in health sector, we don't have what to work with. But the way we were trained is that we should improvise, because you cannot ask the patient to go away. Sometimes you even use your personal money. We are training nurses in our school that we work in workplaces like this place. Our nurses are supposed to work in industries, workplaces generally. They are not supposed to work in hospitals or workplaces. They employ them in industries, organizations as their nurse. Those are the nurses we are training. We do many things with our personal money. Myself and I'm the deputy in the school. My guy is the coordinator and the deputy coordinator. I don't know how much of our money we have not yet been able to recover from government. They wanted to do exam. There was no light. I had to print the question from the printer. The printer packed up. We've done everything. I was still in the school till 5 p.m. And they had the exam the following day. I had to bring money out. I gave her the money. She had to be going around because it's an exam. You can't give it to just anybody. And you cannot copy to anybody's system. That would be on our plan. She had to be going around before she was able to get there to print the exam. Who will pay for that? The extra time and money, who will pay? The stress. And what you can do is to just do inward. What else can we do? This thing, we are all in it, honestly. But I will advise your guys, if they are listening to me, please, Nigeria has happened to all of us. Let us not add insult to the injury. Let's not force people to produce what we did not give them the material to produce. If they have done the little they have the capacity to do, it's not, see, it's because I'm deputy coordinator. If you have some union workers to bring that one, they will say, okay, I don't have. Will you arrest them? But can I say I don't have? What will I tell the management that the student did not do the exam? I have to bring out the money to print and to photocopy for that exam. Whether I will get the money back, don't know. So it's all federal government offices. We have that problem. But I want to plead with all your guys. Let us if people are able to manage and do what is expected of them, please don't ask for the extra. No light is not giving us for it. You can't hear anything about it. In my office, throughout Monday, there was no light. I had a lot. I was really typing and doing all these things I'm supposed to do on the computer on my phone. Is that what? Can that not give somebody mental? When you press it, you know, phone is not like that now. Very slow. Yet, have to submit that document. So now, I have added their own to my problem. I asked me not to refer slide, and you had to set them for us to come here. So, and we just have to, because we must give back to the community. So we are giving back to the community by coming here. There's no amount of money you can give us that can pay for that sacrifice. It's not possible. So everybody is making sacrifice. Because if I have to wake up all the night to press line at some point, because there was no other option. So please, my brother that wrote or sister that wrote this, you have to adjust and do as much as within your capacity. If we say, nothing will go on in Nigeria. Everybody is making sacrifice. I think I should have answered that question. What kind of solution where two spouses is not living together because of work and it's affecting each other's mental health, causing problems in the family. Prioritize and read. See, my husband got a very big job, good job in Lagos when he just got married. The money is double his money, his salary in Ibadan. I got so happy. I said, I don't shame. I don't know what you have young couple from Sonia Bole, you know, it's an actress. When I now got home, I said, how far? When are you to be selling? Me that I just got married, go and be working in Lagos. I said, why? When I'm born in the night, who will I now hold? He said, Sonia Bole, I will hold. I said, your money, I will get money. Prioritize the. See, it's not easy, but think of what you can do. Change job. Iṣẹ́ tó bá ti ní change ìlú tàwọn méjèèjì, change it. It may not be easy, tó bá easy láti change it. Change the job. See for transfer. If you keep on looking, you will get. Don't give up. To get to a point, we get on what is the effect of menopausal syndrome on job and mental health? Plenty. You know, when hormones change, you change. In fact, your mood will change. You start having mood swings. See, the same thing that happens when some people menstruate. No, some people, I have a daughter, when she's menstruating, sometimes we talk to her ceremony. You know, later she now said, Mommy, whenever you notice I'm not ready to talk, just go down and straight to me, they're okay. It's your moves. It's your moves. It does happen. So, immediately you enter menopause, your husband needs counseling. As well as yourself. Everybody around you need to know. Because you might just wake up in the morning and you don't feel like talking to anybody. Money shows of time to stop. By the time your body gets balanced for lack of hormones, it will stop. When my own started, I will sweat like no man's business. No, my husband told my children, your body is overeating, it's doing overeating. Don't move close to her. She's doing overeating. You know when it's doing overeating, you are now the car to move down. So everybody just back me to one corner. Because I can back 3 times in the night before the night wake up. I will be so uncomfortable with my leg open the window yet. You don't say sorry. Sorry. After about 2 years, stop. So if you stop, it does affect. Please, husbands, be able to women. And also, if some men, all they do happen to them. After the age of 60 or 70, you will see they become a baby. So you too prepare for that one is coming.
And that can affect our work. So bosses that have subordinates that are menopausal or perimenopausal. Sometimes some women don't just come like that. It will take years, 4 years, it's reducing, or it goes and comes back. All those symptoms will be happening. They will be doing overeating and they will be going to island. They will be doing okonotutu. Sometimes it is cold, sometimes it is cold, or sometimes it is irritability, sometimes they are just having headaches that they can't manage. So bosses need to understand that. And if you are a subordinate and you have a boss that is going through that, we need to understand that we soon stop. It's not a continuous thing. For some people, it will be over 4 years, 25 years, but it's something that will stop. And then we need to understand that for ourselves. I have 3 questions here. One of them has been answered before. Perceived organizational citizenship behavior should be more in order to have organizational. Well, it's one of the questions that have been answered before. Employer, management, bosses need to also understand that their subordinates are human. Things happen. There's something we call office law. It has happened today. They have said everything, and then the laptop will just the projection would just happen. Nobody ever planned that it will not happen. But things happen that we need to, check ourselves and balance. But as we have said, it's important for us to prioritize and also to reprioritize. I'm going to answer this next question. Is it true that one should display 30-second madness daily? Don't say that this person is just looking for confirmation. It could happen every day, but we can work at it, so we don't even display madness. We can work at it, so we are not mad at all. When people go for marriage counseling, they talk about two people coming from different backgrounds, different everything, coming together. She gave an example that if you open the door, she's sleeping and you open the door, she wake up. But the husband will sleep through. I have seen a couple that one likes to sleep with light on, the other must put the light on. If it became a problem, on the first wedding night. And it became a problem. So we need to know what individuals like or dislike and work around it. We can actually work around it. Avoidance is a method. Avoidance is not just a method for everything, but you can actually avoid something that can bring trouble, that can make one mad. So if the boss starts to talk, Emma, I'm very sorry, it's enough. And then you go, but if it is that woman that reported, it's going to go morning. What kind of sick question? So it's going to lead to madness upon madness. Okay, this second question is very funny. Very, very funny. Is it good for men to rub their wife's breast while having fun? I read it because of where this person is going to suppress stress and for mental health. I would say yes. Yes, it is good. In fact, a woman once told her mother-in-law who wanted to suppress her and claim ownership to the son and his house. And the woman gently told the mama, it is true, the mama was beating her chest. I carried him. I breastfed him. The woman said, it is true, you carried him for 9 months. I carried him. I carried him. It is true that he stopped your breast for 2 years, but he's sucking mine for the 5 and 3 counting. So I would say yes. In fact, we say in the prevention of breast cancer that sucking helps the breast tissue to discharge and not to retain whatever change or bring about change. So it is a good thing for men. There is no controversy. Somebody asked if it is medically approved. Yes, it is. And it can also help with mental. It can bring about balance. It can bring about.
I have heard it before. Whatever we make you happy. Whatever we make you happy. If it is something different that will make you happy, something.
Allow them, the husband. Marrying 4 wives may not bring happiness.
You see, when it comes to marrying many wives, there are Muslims here, and you cannot stop them. If that is what we want for them, we are not here to preach anything. We are here to support your mental health. Whatever supports your religion, please go ahead and do it. But what we are saying is this, and maybe that's the note at which we are going to end this session because of time.
Okay, somebody asking for marriage counselor in Ibadan, please see us later after now. So we can do this now.
Then you want to ask the question. Then somebody is asking that you didn't. She said you did not talk about the mental health first stage. If you have access to the write-up, it's there. She actually mentioned it. She talked about assessment. She talked about talking to the person in a particular location. She talked about talking to another person on behalf of that person. And she also talked about physical activity and encouraging the person and all that. So those are important treatments. When you notice anything, please don't abandon that person. Please.
Don't look away.
Don't say it doesn't concern you.
Yeah, I just want to ask a question about the relationship between the mental illness and generation.
Oh,
There was
okay.
a lady I knew. The mother has mental health issue. But at the time when this lady finished from secondary school, she had mental problems.
You know, when I was talking about factors influencing mental health, did I mention it? I mentioned it. I said genetically, if whatever is happening to a woman in the process of pregnancy affects the child, it affects the child. Then there's a question people do not ask. Some people believe mental health issue is a spiritual thing. One is an arrow, or is a demon, is a witchcraft. One is anywhere, you know, all those ones, as far as medical science is concerned, it cannot be proved. And so because it cannot be proved, this is not church. So we are not here to talk anything that is not science. There is no medical proof that you can actually do something to somebody and the person will have madness. However, that does not mean that it cannot happen. Because we have seen a lot of things on this world. So we are, but let me tell you, if you pick 3, 4, 5 people that have mental health issues, the one that will be spiritual among them, it cannot be one. Maybe one. Things you are going through is what is going on mad. The example I gave you that I was absent-minded. If I don't find help, honestly, don't let me help. You know somebody, I know a sister, in school. She paid the grade 2, and she was in grade 2, she paid. She finished nursing, the husband was doing university education. The long and short story, immediately the man graduated, go and look for another one. Wow. That was what brought her to psychiatric. She couldn't process it. And just say, I didn't àbí ẹni tí ó jẹ gbèsè tí ó sùn mọ́, and there was no help, and after because if you lose sleep up to a particular length you will run mad. That's why if you see a mad person you cannot sleep, anything can happen. So and you see between positive mental health and mental health, very thin line. It's like that thin line between life and death. Somebody may be going now and you hear the person there say, dead, because it's a thin line. You will not know when the person has gone far from reality and he's thinking and overthinking, and he's not telling anybody. So that's what we're talking about. Let's take the last one. The last question, sir.
Thank you. You were once in a meeting and you mentioned things like, I won't allow you to make me mad.
Okay.
How can someone make another person mad?
Yes.
And how can someone avoid it?
Yes. We all know that when it comes to the issue of mental health, the person around you matters. Isn't it? Yes. You can make somebody to lose their senses if you put too much pressure on them. If they don't have the capacity to process, you put it on them. Disappointment can make somebody run mad. Frustration. I'm doing something that frustrating my effort. Husband or wife frustrating the effort of the other person. You know, there are some men when they talk to their wife, if you are in the other house, you will think it's a house they are talking to. One man said, she told me when she got to that, the man said, look, my son was asleep, my son was there with my man on party. It's not wrong with man. When you don't care about what happened to them, you don't have a good word coming out of your mouth. Especially whether the person is your boss or your husband or anybody that you surround. Don't use your mouth and your attitude to frustrate them. It can affect their mental capacity and can run them mad. Especially section 1 left Nigeria by already. Please don't ask for it to people. Especially the picture of petition our life. I don't want to raise. If at the workplace, please, if people come late, or people come normally, or people come to work, I want you to remember, yeah, where you come. Is a wife to somebody, is a daughter to somebody, is a mother to somebody, is a member of a church, is a member of the community. So it's not only your job she's doing. Secondly, if somebody comes to work as Oga, is a son of somebody, is a father to some people, is a pastor in the church, is an uncle. They are looking for him in the village. They are looking for him at home. They are looking for him in church. They are looking for, he has personal ambition, he's coping with. All those ones are there. Then, lions. So this job is just one. It's just one. Let's remember that it's just one. So when that person is coming, you know, there's a saying they used to say to us when I was in young girls. They will say, it is this job that we are using to it. Is this job that we are using to it? There's something like, I don't want to hear my daughter. I don't want to hear my son. I don't want to hear my husband. I don't want to hear any other thing. Is this job? It is either you do the job or you leave the job. We are not here to hear any story. Don't tell us any story. We are dealing with life.
What about my life?
What about my own life? Ron, can I answer your question?
Yes.
So, when you put pressure on people and you are not ready to remove pressure from people, check rather than be that problem for you. It's just how to remove it. I have a staff who was sick recently. They gave her 2 days to be sick off. He got no sick well around 2 days again. And the blood pressure was so high.
She fainted.
She actually collapsed. And they gave her 2 days. She's supposed to come to one day. I said, don't come. If anybody asks me, I will answer for take responsibility. I will take responsibility. Then they come and ask me why I asked her not to come. I'm waiting for that person that will challenge me. See, some of us are forgetting, the fire wrong, confirm one day one. What are you doing to remove pressure from people? Remove pressure from them. That's what we say. See, if you leave people to solve themselves up, find a solution, but they will remember you were not there for them. You never supported them. When they were going through tough times, you were never supporting. If you decide that we will go out, we will meet on the corridor. We'll be able to greet each other. We'll be able to assist each other. Will you be standing and they will be there to assist you? We must be productive, but not at the expense of our mental health, not at the expense of our family, not at the expense of we should not frustrate our subordinates. If they will not be able to do well, by the time you know somebody is coming to war, you have faith. You don't know what you need. And then you have faith. I don't know what they're going to the office today. That's no longer a job. That's no longer a job. Cherry, I used to tell people when I do marriage program, or mental health. I used to do it. I used to tell people, Jerry, lion of the tribe of Judah of the house you are doing. The king of kings and Lord of lords. Do it while it lasts. Do it while it lasts. It's just a matter of time. Jerry Bobo Kakanye, he will put an over in the month. The children will come. What you do to their mother, they will do to you. What you do to their father, what you do to their father, when you were young, it's for them to make their father. They abuse you. Because I have a brother, that when the opposite is the one we are abusing, the one we are transmitting, but you know, it's just a matter of time. I told him, you give to that man, the children will do that.
Amen.
It's not a prayer. They are complaining unto in the presence of their of the wife, and in the children, they will be talking about that. 2-year-old, like children, like me, you are stupid, you are useless. Oh, they are not going to come. I want to come again. You say also. Enjoy it, my God. Continue in the workplace too. You come like the king of kings. Hello? When we know that your mental health was start to fall away, immediately you come. Welcome to my something like that. They like for you. They like that somebody can be outside of them. Enjoy it while it lasts. You will soon be tired. They will see you at the bus stop. They will take your time. They will meet you at the church. You will preach. They will not be ready for listening to your message. Have a nice day. For us to use all that we have had today, all that we have been told today, and some things that have been happening to us, want to put them together and discuss group. We will be displaying cases and we'll split us into groups. I understand that some people are under the yes. I don't know if they are up to 20. If they are up to 20, there can be a group. So we can split people inside to 3. And the people in the other hall can be split into 4. So we have 8 groups. Okay. 8 groups all together. Now we have one group under the shed. They are a group on the I know they are hearing me now. For here, we will take 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Everybody take. And you have to have so 1, 3. No, you will say 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And somebody 1. Let's do the next. Who is 2? 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1. 1. She's 1. You are 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. We are good. Now on this side, I'm going to do that as well. 1, 2, 3. Everybody, let's start from the front side. Yeah, 1. Somebody was saying 4. Okay, the person is 3. Right? 1. And then people sitting on the side. 1 person is there. Okay. Let's leave our house. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, ma'am. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2,
3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Alaja. 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 1. Anyone that comes in now will be 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. In the other hall, I hope somebody will be there to coordinate their us to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are going to be 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes.
They said the people here are more than them.
That's why I said 4 groups. Oh, I was one of them. Can be 3 groups. Yes. Let them be 3 groups as well. Now we have 4 cases. And all the ones come together. All the 2 come together. All the 3 come together.
Space to sit together.
And the people under the chair, they are 4. They will take the 4th case. If we have up to 4 groups in the hall, they will take 1, 2, 3, 4. But if not, they will just take 1 case each. Now let's look at case number 1. This one is Sabori back. Sabori has been an employee in his workplace for 15 years. Group 1, this is your case.
Group 1.
He was employed with his bachelor's degree, but has not been able to further develop himself because of many family needs. His 3 brothers' education was sponsored by him. Now his 2 children are in high school. It means he's married. He has 2 children. He has been promoted only once since he got employed, while others who got employed after him have been promoted several times. Mr. Mori is withdrawn from his colleagues and friends. He keeps to himself, drinking his beer for comfort. He does not sleep much at night and is losing weight. So this is the question to me. These are 3 questions. Group 1. What is the real problem of Mr. Mori? How can he be helped? How can Mr. Mori help himself? So we need to identify the problem or problems, if there are. And then how can we help him? How can he help himself? Group 1, are we good? Can we start to move together? We have like 15 minutes to do this. Group 1 here and group 1 in the other hall. All the group 1, please do this. Are we taking the question? We can just snap it. We can just take our phone and snap it. All the 1.
No, don't be finish distributing the food before
Let's take note of your question. It's not the group you belong to. When the group is distributed, then we can move. We discuss then. Come back here next 15 minutes. Now, case 2. Case 2. Jenny has been arguing a lot with her family at home recently, and was becoming increasingly more reactive to situations that probably did not warrant it. She was not good at conducting conversations or maintaining relationships with co-workers, and this has spilled outside of work. She tries hard to meet timelines and deadlines, so she takes her work home more often. She thought she was doing well, and that nothing is wrong with that behavior. On recent, she started to experience body aches and excessive headaches, all obvious signs of deep stress. Questions: what is wrong with Temi? What is the problem? What organizational intervention could help Temi? And what strategies can she adopt for work-life balance? Group 2, please take notes. Please note this. This is your question. This is the case that we Group 2, are we done? All right. Now, 3, that's your case. This is following was doing well at home. Then her husband, who does almost everything for her, died. She became hypertensive after on medications. She got promoted recently, to which has led her to head the department where she has adopted an autocratic leadership style. She feels everyone else knows nothing. She's always anxious and reacts to every word said. She takes offense easily and verbally abuses her subordinates. Now we are going to look at these problems. Her subordinates think she has many problems. What do you think are the problems? Group 3. How can she be aware? How can she be made aware? Because she feels that she's perfect. And what steps does this soloist have to take to facilitate a healthy mental health? That's for group 3. I hope we have not this. Group 3 here and in the main hall, the other hall. Okay, so let's take the last one. Case 4. Dr. Lax is studying. Group 4 is under the chair. I don't know, maybe they are only group 4. And we can also say something about it. Dr. Lax is studying with the responsibility of getting grants for his institution. He also has his own teaching and research to tend to. He is well loved by all and always willing to do anything anyone asks him to do. Because of his personality and ability, he has been appointed to many committees at work and his worship place. He hardly has time for his personal work, family, and rest. For many days recently, he had a feeling of confusion, disorientation, and fatigue. Dr. Lax feels he's losing it and that he must do something fast to be able to meet up with his responsibilities and function well, as he is being looked up to. Now, the questions: what is happening to Dr. Lax? How can he overcome these recent feelings? And what will be the impact of these feelings if not helped? We have 4 case studies, and we want us to look at it holistically, applying everything that we have been taught today. Do I have one house? Are we together? Don't worry, if we get to us, to get everyone of us, it's coming. All right. If by the time they finish serving every one of us, we'll split into our groups. I don't know how many groups this place can take. Maybe another one group that has to go under the tent so we can have space for ourselves. We need you to appoint a scribe, someone that will speak on behalf of the group and tell us all that you have come, come up with in answering those questions and more. And we only have 15 minutes to do this because we want to wrap up by 2:30. Okay, now everybody has sat. We are all good. All right. Group 1, please stay here. All one, come here. Group 2, come here. And group 3, please stretch your legs, go under the tent. To meet group 4 there. Group 4 are working, you are working. In the other one, let all the groups also split and work on the case. We have 15 minutes and it's now. 15 minutes start now.
The time is counting on because we have to go the next 15 minutes. Discuss the problem, discuss the solution. Discuss the problem, discuss the solution. We all have ideas. These are issues at the workplace. There are issues that happen in the workplace. Discuss the issue, discuss the solution.
Our time 50 minutes has started, so almost 5 minutes.